My sister wanted my wedding to be all about her.
Well, maybe she should get married.
And folks, this comes directly from the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm getting married in August this year. Me, female 28, and my fiance, male 29, are very excited and looking forward to it. I made my sister, female 43, my maid of honor because I knew how much it would mean to her. As my maid of honor, she was planning my bachelorette party as a surprise to me. She recently had a baby who is gorgeous, but when she was still pregnant, she basically told me that she can't drink at my party, and she would have to bring the baby along as they would be too young to leave. The baby would be about 3-ish months old. By the way, this comes from Throwin' Shade 499, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, I asked for a very simple occasion that wouldn't cost people a lot of money. Just food and drinks in my local city, and possibly a cocktail making class, as I have always found those fun before. However, my maid of honor was having difficulty finding a bar that would allow her to bring her infant son along to the cocktail class. She constantly told me that she can't do that, and so she was going to let one of my other bridesmaids organize it because she wouldn't plan a party she couldn't go to, which I told her was fine if she didn't feel comfortable planning it and that my other bridesmaids could plan. This annoyed her as she wanted me to change my expectations and centered it around what she could attend. She wanted to try and involve my young nieces and nephews from both mine and my fiance's side in the party process, like having one where the kids could get involved. I said the kids don't need to be involved, as in my opinion, it's a very adult occasion and I spend as much time as I can with all the kids anyway. So my maid of honor eventually had an idea and organized a party. The other bridesmaids basically kept telling me that they didn't even know what was happening, and they were constantly offering her to help, which she declined. Eventually, my mom, female 67, had to tell her to utilize the others who were more than willing to help, as she was busy with a new baby. Totally understandable. Then the party came, and at first I thought it was a cool and neat idea. But after a while, it started to feel like a kid's party with crafting and stuff. Yeah, she's throwing a party for her baby, which I wasn't really interested in and had explicitly asked for there to be no crafting. I like crafting in my spare time as a hobby, knitting, crocheting, and cross-stitching, and I've done pottery painting a few times too. I wanted a night off from crafting as I do it almost daily anyway. The cocktail we made was done at a table, not behind a bar, and was done in groups. So it felt like when you were doing something in groups at school and you had to take turns pouring the stuff into the cocktail shaker, with the bartender actually talking to us like kids at one point. As my maid of honor had to keep going off to the side to breastfeed the baby, my future sister-in-law took up running some games and activities during this time so that there wasn't a lull. I realized the effort that went into it and did not want to seem ungrateful, so constantly thanked my mom and maid of honor for their efforts and my other bridesmaids for the small parts they played. After this main event, a few of us went out for more food, drinks, and dancing. I realized, although it wasn't really what I wanted, a lot of effort went into it, and we did have fun during some of it. My future sister-in-law, female 33, is one of my bridesmaids, as I love her so much and feel lucky I have in-laws I love so much. I felt like I talked with people throughout. There were about 15 people plus me. But having been seated at the top of the table, I included everyone as much as I could. Plus, we had games too, which integrated everyone. It doesn't sound like that bad. My future sister-in-law knew I was a tad uneasy about the baby being there due to booze being involved. Maid of honor wasn't drinking. So she was keeping an eye on that and making sure nothing went wrong so I could relax. Anyway, fast forward to the next day. I stayed at my future sister-in-law's house as she came out dancing with us after and wanted to make sure I was safe. After sleeping in and getting takeout breakfast, I made my way back to my mom's house. They had taken some of my gifts and party favors back to their home for me, so I didn't have to carry them around with me. I walked in and could instantly tell something wasn't right, as when my mom saw me, she didn't seem happy. I said my pleasantries and asked what was wrong. My mom then started shouting and screaming at me. She let rip at me for God knows how long about how I ignored everyone but my future sister-in-law and other bridesmaids, and that I had taken everything they had done for granted and not said thank you once. Yeah. I pointed out I thanked everyone who had a part to play, especially my mom and maid of honor. Every time I thanked my mom at the event itself, she told me it was all my maid of honor and she didn't need the thanks. So I posted a thank you on Facebook, and now she was angry she wasn't mentioned in it.
Dang, what a completely useless thing to be upset about.
Truly. It was a lose-lose situation. She then proceeded to shout about all the effort that went into it, how much it had cost, and that my other bridesmaids had paid small amounts for what they had done and were expecting for my mom and maid of honor to pay, which didn't sound like them at all. She also decided to remind me that future sister-in-law is not my family, and as much as future sister-in-law wants me to be the sister she never had, that I will never be her sister. Girl, calm yourself down. What is going on? Why are you freaking out? And this is what I found most hurtful, as to me, it speaks to her state of mind of people who have married and are yet to marry into the family, including my fiance.
Yeah.
Will my mom ever truly see fiance as family? Even when we have been married for 10, 20, 30 years? It was so hurtful and upsetting, and I told her I'm glad she's made her views on in-laws not being family, and that I would be sure to tell fiance that he will never be treated like family by my mom. I told her I'll be sure to tell my two brothers' wives the same thing. My dad was trying to stick up for her and said that's not what she meant, but that I ignored my own sister in favor of my future sister-in-law, which isn't even true. My dad tried to get us to calm down and talk things out, but I was so angry. I said all I did was bend over to make my sister comfortable at that party, how I had to sacrifice the party I wanted so she could feel more included, and that everything about this wedding has been about accommodating her. We had to try on so many bridesmaids' dresses because she didn't like the ones I had picked out because she wouldn't be able to breastfeed. That is a fair concern, but I feel like there's got to be some easier fix. We had to seat her next to my mom so she could have help with her eldest child. She's a single mom. I even wasn't allowed to ask my future sister-in-law to wedding dress fittings because it would upset her. Okay, well, no, it's your wedding dress fitting. Why did you make her your maid of honor?
Anyone
else would have been
bring
good.
whoever you want to this event.
My sister even fought me on what we had asked her to read at the wedding ceremony because she didn't like it and wanted what we had asked my sister-in-law, brother's wife, to read. I told my mom I'm done making allowances for my sister and making this wedding about her just because she's jealous that I'm getting married. I left sobbing and called one of my friends, who is a BM, bridesmaid, and lived close by to tell her what happened and could I drop by, as I didn't want to go home in such a state. I called my fiance, who was so angry he offered to come get me, but I said I was at a friend's house having a coffee and that I'll come home when I've calmed down. We then conference called with future sister-in-law and my other friend/bridesmaid, and I told them all what happened, cried some more, and then eventually calmed down enough to go home. My fiance is angry and wants to say something to them, which I think would just make things worse. I think so too.
I think if you said something in anger, it would make things worse.
But I don't know. I
Seldom
think
does
you
that
just
work.
need to start setting up those boundaries. And if they say, well, we want to do this, you say, well, I'm sorry, it's going to happen like this. And if they don't like it, they don't have to come.
Boom.
My mom has tried calling me multiple times and then texted me to say what I said was horrible, and that I was an a-hole for rubbing my sister's face in the fact that I'm getting married while she's still single. So am I the a-hole? And folks, you'll never be single when you listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio if you want to feel connected to someone.
That's right. You won't have to feel single for 69 days.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how many stories we have. That's how many days worth of stories.
It's true, guys.
24 hours times 69.
But there's a little bit left to this story. Do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of complicated stuff going on here. It's like clearly your sister had a baby and she's kind of mad that she doesn't have a husband.
Yeah.
So
I guess I would
that's
ask.
messy.
I would ask, like, has she always been like this? Is this kind of new behavior? Is her having to raise a child as a single mother contributing to any of this kind of obsessiveness and controllingness, Or has she always been like this? And maybe we need distance.
Information.
Yeah. But folks, we got a little bit left. Honestly, so shocked at how many people reached out with help, advice, and support. I am somewhat of a people pleaser and do love my family and don't feel mentally ready to go no contact. But I am going to go low contact under the assumption that I am busy with last-minute wedding preparations. My wedding is actually next week. I don't want to rock the boat, so my future sister-in-law is stepping up as interference for my sister. As my sister is breastfeeding, I have also warned my photographers to avoid my sister for the candid shots and just have the few posed ones. I have 3 other bridesmaids including future sister-in-law, have said they have a surprise plan for me in 2 days. Oh, these are the good
Ooh.
ones. These are the good people. I thought
That could
okay.
be fun.
Maybe they're throwing you a bridal party or a bachelorette that you actually want.
No crafts involved or 3-month-old babies.
And folks, that's the end of that story. So we'll never know if it was a good bachelorette party or not.
We'll never know. Some things are just never meant to be known.
My sister accused me of stealing her dream guy, but nobody even knows.
Maybe she's still in her dream?
Okay, so this is what's going on in my oh so lovely life. I, 24 female, recently started dating my childhood friend, Mark, 26 male. Congrats! That's exciting. We've been dating for about 4 months now, but only recently told our families about our relationship.
Aww.
So cute. By the way, this comes from Puzzled Win 3020. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
And I'm
And-
Keon. Oh,
and-
wow, thanks. One more.
Sorry, I've been
forgets.
upstairs. I've been upstairs with Angie, and whenever we're doing that, it's just 1, 2, go.
Oh, I see.
my
Well,
bad.
Keon's in the room.
Keon is here and a valued member of the
I
team.
can leave. No, thank you. I can leave
Please
now.
don't leave.
I
No!
can leave.
Don't leave again.
I can leave right now.
And OP says Amy, Mark's mother, and my mom were also childhood friends and have remained very close. Due to their close friendship, me and my siblings also became close to Mark and his twin sister when we moved close to them when I was 8. My sister Mia, 26 female, was also close to Jess, Mark's twin sister, growing up. They ended up having a lot more in common while me and Mark bonded over our shared passion for Mario Kart and books. Not to brag, but I'm better than he is at Rainbow Road. When he got to high school, things did change a bit, and we weren't constantly hanging out with each other since we were in different schools, but we still went to see movies occasionally, or if the fair was in town, I'd join him and his high school friends. Mia and Jess would sometimes join us, but they weren't all that interested in most of the things we did. Like a few times we went camping. Both of them went with us once and never joined us again, deciding it wasn't for them. Which, perfectly fine, camping isn't for everyone.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not for everyone.
I think it would be for you.
I worry that everyone in my life is gonna bully me into becoming a camper.
No,
Well,
no.
it's gonna be
You're
the
go-
best
You're
thing
good with
for
me.
you.
You're good with me. I like camping too, but it depends
Yeah.
with the people. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go. Yeah, we're good.
Keon-
Well, it's the people, not the environment.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
only ever camped really with my parents. And one time where I decided I didn't want to camp.
Oh,
That's not
why.
camping.
Yeah, you went with your
Yeah,
parents.
that wasn't.
I wanted to go, but I couldn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you weren't there.
I wasn't. You always think I'm there.
I do. I just imagine. I hope. I wish you were there.
because she was in nature. You know, that's
Yeah.
the first thing she thinks of.
Yeah.
What
Trees.
would Riley do?
There's
Riley would be there. When Mark turned 18, he decided he wanted to join the Coast Guard. We wrote, called, and messaged each other constantly while he was serving.
Serve.
Serving. He
Speak of the
just
devil.
finished his 8-year contract. No, that was a compliment because Riley just said serve.
He called you the devil.
Wait, it was so funny. I went. This guy's like going to the Coast Guard to serve, and I said, "So he's serving," and then you just came through the door.
And he said, speak of the devil.
Speaking of someone who's serving, is that
Yeah.
I'll take it.
He just finished his 8-year contract and is thinking about going another 4 years. Wow. When he came home, he invited me to check out a new bakery that his mom mentioned to him. I have a huge sweet tooth and couldn't say no to spending time with him or miss the chance to stuff my face with pastries. So, of course, I said yes. As I'm stuffing my face with said pastries, he blurts out that he likes me and wants to know if I was interested in a relationship with him.
Can you imagine going? I like
I'm
you.
not, yeah.
Huh?
Oh, that feels like an anime moment.
Yeah.
I said yes after choking on my pastry and him apologized.
Exactly.
Hot.
It's the.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would love that. I said yes. What?
Oh, sorry. You were reacting. I thought.
I was.
I thought you were like, "This is how I would like to be asked
No,
out,"
I-
and I
no.
laughed because I was
No.
like, "That would be hilarious."
I was just being OP.
Okay, I understand.
I
now.
was
understand.
reenacting the scene.
Oh my god.
I don't want to be asked out while I'm choking down pastries. Wait until after
Sorry. I was like,
Or
oh, that's
before.
so
I don't
funny.
know.
or before. Yeah,
Um,
and then I get the pastries as a treat.
My bad.
I said yes after choking on my pastry and him apologizing for not waiting for me to swallow first. LOL. Anyways, here's where things get interesting. Amy had invited me and my family for a Sunday dinner at her house, and me and Mark both decided that it was the perfect time to announce our relationship to our families since everyone would be in one place. We did it after everyone was done eating. Oh, Texas is not done donating because we just
wow.
got 10 gifted memberships.
Bro, Texas, where you been?
Texas Tart.
In
Texas
Texas.
Tart
I
was here
guess
on
they
Tuesday.
okay, this has to be purple because every time it's Thursday, I see Texas Tart.
Texas Tart was here on Tuesday, though.
Texas Tart was here on Tuesday.
Okay,
Mhm.
maybe I wasn't looking. I'm
Yeah.
sorry for accusing you for being purple trader.
Yikes.
Are you guys cousins?
Maybe you guys know each other.
You do realize that Texas has more than one person.
Everyone in Texas knows each other. I've never been.
Yeah, I agree.
Texas
We-
Tart, which city are you in? And Purple Trader, what city are you in?
Yeah, prove it.
Prove
it, guys.
Say it at the same
This
exact
is like the Hannah
time.
Montana situation.
Yes.
Which was Miley Cyrus.
Painting.
Yeah.
Oh, she's painting. Okay.
We did it after everyone was done eating, but still sitting at the table talking. My mom and Amy were thrilled by the news. Amy gave me a big hug and asked when it started before saying she was happy for us. Later on, Mia cornered me in the kitchen when I went to get a drink. She started berating me for taking the guy she liked. I was incredibly confused because she never mentioned liking anyone to me, let alone Mark. I didn't even know she had talked to him. I told her this, but she was adamant that I knew, and I did it on purpose. We ended up getting into a heated argument, and she stormed out. After she stormed out, my mom asked what happened, and when I told her, she asked if I knew Mia liked Mark. I said no, and my mom didn't either. I asked Jess if she knew since she's Mia's best friend, and Jess said she had no clue. And Mark was confused because he hasn't really talked to her since he left for the Coast Guard. He said she sends him holiday texts like Happy New Year's and Christmas, but that's it. Mia is now refusing to talk to me, and a few of our mutual friends say that I'm an a-hole for not knowing when I'm her sister. She's not a mind reader. I don't know everything about Sam. Well, actually, I don't really have to because he tells me.
Yeah.
And everyone else, but
I know a lot about Sam.
yeah.
Do
But
you know what I bought him recently?
what?
You should go in his room sometime.
Oh, I did. It's not there anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. But there's a new edition.
Yeah, Christian's been occupying Sam's room.
He has. Sorry, but go on.
You can't expect OP to know what her sister hasn't said.
Yeah, agreed. Now it would be different if every sleepover you guys would like have
Yeah.
little fantasies about,
And you're
then,
like, I love Mark.
and then Mark came and gave me a flower and put it behind my ear.
Mm-hmm.
You guys didn't do that.
Whole different story. I don't think I'm the a-hole, but now I'm just wondering if I might be. So, am I the a-hole?
Shooter's
Yeah.
got to shoot.
I was
So
gonna say, did she have dibs?
Yeah, did she say dibs? Then you're good.
dibs is a real thing. I did call dibs the night I saw Angie.
To who?
Himself.
You know who? Who was I there? Who was wingmanning me?
Why would you have... Was that after?
No, but
During?
oh,
Why
I
would
didn't
you
have
have
call
to...
dibs.
Yeah, why
But
would you have
mentally, I
had to
definitely
call
called
dibs?
Mentally, I did. Sorry.
Why would you have had to call dibs at that point? Weird. Commenter 1. I haven't read your post. The details aren't important. You didn't steal the guy from your sister. He liked you, not her. He was never hers for you to steal. Commenter 2. Not the a-hole. She didn't call dibs.
Whoa!
She didn't call dibs.
I like how that was brought up. That's
Mhm.
amazing.
Mm.
And she had over a decade to do so, even if she wasn't going to make a move herself on him. Now, whether or not dibs is valid is another discussion, but you have to at least indicate interest, or how is anyone to know? Commenter 3 says, not the a-hole, sis never made her interest known, and your relationship has grown with him, while she never bothered to start one. Commenter 4 says, if your sister has said that she liked him, then it would give her cause to be salty about it. She didn't say anything. You and Mike have had a close friendship for many years, which didn't include either of your sisters, and it was kind of a natural progression, not the a-hole.
Real quick, Jen Thompson says, yes, dibs is real. My hubby and I called dibs on each other and then came together after we grew up.
Yeah. I've never had to dibs anyone because my friends and I don't have the same taste, except once at a party, my friend and I thought the same guy was cute, and we're like,
The
I
tall
was
one?
like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and we were both like
Yep.
trying to, figure out how to talk to him. Neither of us ended up talking to him. She talked to him later in the night. And then much later, I never talked to him. Much later, he was like saying goodbye to this girl, and he was so boring. And I was like, oh, thank God I
That's
didn't
what
talk
you-
to that guy.
Yeah,
He
she
sounded
does not
so
like
boring.
boring.
Have you guys ever-
Sophia?
Have you guys ever been called like
Huh?
the dib?
Sorry, what?
I
Has
think you
anyone
said,
ever?
have I ever been called
Oh,
boring?
oh, hear me out. Okay, my
I've
birthday
looked- I
night
don't
when I
know.
turned 23,
Yeah.
this my friend was with me, and it was my birthday, and we were shooting pool.
Yeah.
And this girl he calls dibs on this girl. Well, that girl starts chatting with me, and then I was like, "What am I supposed to do, man?
What do I
Like,
do?
she already
Yeah.
called me. I'm gonna have to go for it." And he's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
"All right."
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you have a conversation. I don't think I've ever.
He was
I don't-
like,
how
"It's
would
your
I know if
birthday."
anyone's ever called dibs on me? Presumably not. I don't know.
I mean, I called dibs on Angie. I'm gonna have dibs on her.
What does that have to do with?
I've
What?
been
He
called.
he has dibs on Carly.
That's different.
That's
I didn't
different.
tell anyone. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like
Yeah.
it's kind of you know.
No, that was. She kind of honestly, she was in shock that I called dibs on her.
Oh wow, you are pretty hot.
Thank you. So are you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, anyway, update.
She was scared to message me back.
Aww.
She was
That's
like,
funny.
he's too cute. He's too hot. What do I say? What do I say?
Aw, cute. Oh my God! I might just strangle my sister.
Oh.
If it was legal, I definitely would.
Whoa.
Okay, OP, calm. My mom just called me sobbing about how Mia is now refusing to talk to her or our stepfather, and is also no longer coming to our younger brother's birthday party because she feels betrayed that they're siding with me.
You
Oh
turned
my
her
goodness.
against me.
I'm incredibly pissed off at her at the moment, but here's what my mother said happened. Mia had called to ask about her younger brother Mike's birthday party next weekend. He's turning 11 and is super excited for his birthday party because my parents and I told him if he got at least a B average for a whole year, we'd take him and 5 of his closest friends to Dave & Buster's for his birthday. Fun. We gotta go back.
We do.
That was so fun.
I
When
love
do
Dave.
you guys
Riley
go
and
to
I-
D&B's?
I've only been once, but we went last year, and Riley and I went hard
We really
on
did.
the
On the dance
Dance
floor.
Dance Revolution.
Yeah.
I'm moderately good at that.
You know,
It just
we can
costs a
just-
lot of money.
Yeah, we could just take you to Vegas, and that's like a more adult version of D&B's.
Well, then
I've
it
been to
costs real
Vegas.
money instead
I've been
of
to
like
Vegas.
tickets.
Yeah, I don't want to lose real money.
But
You
I
are
wanna-
losing money.
I want to
You are
play
losing money, though.
DDR.
well, the you lose $100 or you lose a couple thousand. It's a little different.
Yeah,
What are
and
you doing in
also
Vegas?
I gain nothing if I lose that money in Vegas, whereas I
Dance Dance
gain
Revolution.
fun. Yeah. And also everyone's like, "Oh, that you did great."
Yeah, yeah. No one's gonna congratulate you for
Yeah.
spinning the slots.
Exactly.
We gotta go to Vegas.
I've been to Vegas.
We
Not
could
with
go
me.
to Vegas and see that one dude
Not with me though.
for the live.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's go.
Fun fact: my sister's classmate growing up, his dad created DDR.
Who?
Not in
Oh.
Louisville.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
grade
got it,
school.
got it.
He was like,
Needless to
Ugh.
say, he kept his end of the deal, so we're keeping our end. Apparently, Mia was wondering if me and Mark would be there as well, which is a stupid question, seeing as I'm helping to pay for it, and Mike adores Mark. Yes, she already knows this. Our mom said yes, of course we'd be there. Mia then began pleading with her to ask me to stay home because she didn't feel comfortable being around me, because she still felt betrayed or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, I would be betrayed if you didn't listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio.
God.
Is search up OK Storytime.
Don't betray us.
There is a little bit left to this story.
It's
What are your
just
final thoughts?
sort of sibling kind of thing.
She's gonna she better get over it. I'd be like, girl, I literally would just say, like, get over it.
How old is this sister again? Is she?
They're
like,
in their
18?
mid-20s. No, they're both in their
No.
mid-20s.
Are you
No.
sure she's not 18 or 16?
She sounds it.
She sounds it.
hmm
Yeah.
It just sounds like a. Okay, here it is. Here it is. You had your childhood crush that you've had. You're now heartbroken inside, and that's kind of how you're acting. Is because like that's whenever you found them, and you're like, I don't know what to do with my.
Yeah. You revert back to the age that you had a crush on them.
Because like if you had a crush, if OP you had a crush on him and you had all these feelings and stuff, your sister probably did too, because you guys were around each other, and it makes sense she probably felt that way towards him.
Nah, double down. Go.
But like,
you
how?
suck.
Yeah, like loser. I
Loser,
got him, you
loser.
didn't.
Yeah.
Dude, there was this
How embarrassing for her though.
Have you seen The Materialist?
No,
Okay.
I refuse to.
Is it materialist or the materialist?
Out of principle.
What do you mean?
With the Pedro and
I
Dakota
love
Johnson?
Pedro.
Yeah.
Wait, but why?
Apparently, it's a great
Is it
movie.
like
I don't like other actors in the movie.
There's one person in that movie that
I
she
love
does
Pedro
not
though.
like. She also likes Chris
Wait,
Evans.
something
I
happened
also
with
like
that
Chris
one?
Evans.
Wait, you don't like Dakota?
I did not say that. I said nothing.
Was it because of the Spider-Woman movie?
I've said
No,
nothing.
She doesn't like.
Is this a political thing?
This is a political thing. I
Oh,
can't. Yeah.
okay. Anyways, in the movie, since you're not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
No, don't spoil it. I want to watch it when it comes out.
Oh my god!
And
it
I-
happens early in the movie. Fuck it. Sorry.
Whoa.
Anyways,
One
get out.
minute. It's
One of
added.
the reason why this one woman didn't want to marry her husband is because she was like, my sister would be so jealous because he's way more attractive than her husband and he makes more money and
That's
I know
such a
she's
lame
blah, 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 blah.
excuse.
That's
I know,
probably-
and I
that's-
was like,
That's probably like a real. That's definitely like one of the stories we read. 100%.
That's so annoying.
okay, but this is what OP's doing with. My sister's gonna be so jealous because I have a hot husband.
Anywho, our mom said no, she wouldn't be asking me to stay home because not only did I help pay for the party, but this is Mike's party and he wanted both of us there. Mia then apparently began screaming at her over the phone for choosing me over, even though I hurt her and that she felt betrayed. Cry about it. Our stepfather tried to intervene because our mother had started crying, but Mia just began screaming at him before saying she was no longer coming to the party and hanging up. Mia is now refusing to answer either of them, so am I the a-hole?
You throwing a tantrum like this?
No, she's a little baby. She's a little baby. And you know who's not a little baby? Texas Tart, because they just donated 5 gifted memberships. We appreciate you.
Let's go.
Woohoo! Comment 1. This is a whole
Ooh.
26-year-old adult throwing a tantrum. Just a reminder. Reply, I'm envisioning teenage her saying to the bathroom mirror, OMG, he's so dreamy and I love him and I'm calling dibs right here. And then spending a decade collecting hair for a build-a-mark and somehow thinking that counts.
Oh.
Another reply says, since nobody noticed her crush, she rarely communicated with him and she never spoke about it to anyone. I'm having serious doubts she really was that in love with him. I'm wondering more if she's the type to think that all guys should pick her first. I've known people like that, and they tend to be really delusional in their belief that everyone should be like them, or should like them, along with becoming jealous and trying to sabotage their friends for dating. But it sounds like everyone is just totally gobsmacked by the way she's acting, so it's hard to tell. And yeah, these are just
Also-
kind of about that.
I would love to see a picture of Mark, because there might be a
How hot is
fine,
this guy?
there might be a fine fellow out there to have this kind of,
He might be super fine.
yeah.
But I don't know. I think that she's being a little drama queen.
Oh yeah.
And you pay her no mind.
She's just a little upsetty spaghetti that she wasn't big.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
You got
get
the rose,
over
OP.
it. We're
You got the
over it.
rose.
Yeah,
You
you
can
won,
advance.
OP.
Oh man.
But that's the end of that story, folks.
My brother accused me of breaking off his engagement.
Well, did you?
My sister passed away when I was like 6 and she was 17.
Whoa, that's a real hard. We're in it now.
We're jumping right into the deep end. We weren't super close or anything, but I still remember little bits of her. Her laugh, how she always painted her nails, her posters. She was like this perfect angel to my mom after she passed. I barely remember the funeral. By the way, this comes from Classic Amphibian 963. So, when I was like 12, I found this old ring in her stuff. Nothing fancy, just a silver ring with a small stone. It fit me, and I don't know why, but I kept it. It wasn't some big dramatic thing. I didn't steal it or anything. I just took it and started keeping it. That would be a really funny way to. Judge, Your Honor, I didn't like steal it. I just like took it and then kept taking it. That's all.
Your Honor, it's mine.
Yeah.
I found it. It's mine.
I didn't wear it loads or flaunt it, just had it in this little box, and sometimes I'd look at it when I missed her. It kind of became this one thing that felt like mine, like my piece of her. So anyway, last weekend we had this family lunch, and my brother, 27 male, brings his girlfriend, who everyone knew he was going to propose to. And yeah, he stands up, does the big speech, and pulls out the ring, my sister's ring, the one I've kept for like 7 years.
How did he get it?
How did he get it? I literally froze. His girlfriend starts crying. People are clapping. And I just sat there like, what the F? I look at my mom and she just smiles at me like nothing happened. After dinner, I ask her, was that the ring? And she's like, yeah, your brother asked me and Dad, and we said it was fine. She said it was sweet and symbolic, and my sister would have wanted it passed down or whatever.
What? Wait.
It was.
Time
It was
out.
passed down.
Why? They asked you and you knew that it was in a box under your daughter's bed and you just took it
Yeah.
without asking? That's crazy.
He knew about it. Didn't ask OP. Only asked Mom and Dad. They didn't even ask OP, and everyone was like, "Yeah, sure, you can have it."
Yeah, it's in that
sister
box
would've
under
been
your
glad.
sister's bed.
Yeah.
What?
That is so wild. That is so wild.
That's goofy behavior.
So I was like, it was never yours to give though. Like, I've had it for years. And she just goes, oh, come on, it's just a ring. Don't be dramatic. If it was just a ring, I don't think he'd be proposing with it right now.
Right.
Huh?
It's like the whole point is that it has significance.
But like when I had it, it wasn't just a ring. So yeah, I kind of snapped. I waited till people were outside and told my brother I wanted it back. He laughed at first and then was like, no, what the F? And I said, okay, well then I'll tell your girlfriend where it came from and I'll let her decide. He got mad, said that I was ruining his proposal and making it about me, like always. My mom dragged me into the kitchen saying everyone noticed I wasn't happy and then I left halfway through dinner. Yeah, because I was crying in the bathroom. Dad tried to calm it down, but my brother kept going on about how selfish I was and that I'd been weird about my sister for years. I didn't even say anything. I just left early and haven't spoken to any of them since. My mom rang me yesterday saying, have I calmed down and am I ready to say sorry? And I said, not really, and she hung up.
Yeah, you better be sorry for having feelings.
My cousin texted me later saying it was actually super messed up and she doesn't blame me. But I don't know. I probably could have handled it better, but I just felt so blindsided. It's not even about the stupid ring. It's just like they acted like it didn't matter to me. Like I didn't matter. So yeah, am I the a-hole? And there are some comments. But what do we think?
I mean, no.
No. Definitely not.
No, you're clearly not.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like depending on how the situation goes, I mean, you could always, look at some sort of blow up and confrontation. And there's usually ways like, okay, yeah, maybe we could have said that in a calmer way, but I don't know all those details. So I'm not going to focus on that too much, But yeah, I think you're definitely not the a-hole for being upset about this. I think that's very justified.
Yeah.
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 So verdict from the comments is that OP is not the a-hole. And there are some relevant comments. Comment number 1 says, not the a-hole. How did he even get the ring? It's not a family heirloom because that's his sister. He probably just found an easier way to propose to his girlfriend without paying anything. Honestly, the whole situation is weird. Of all the rings in the world, why this one?
Of all the rings in all the world, why did you steal mine?
OP responds, well, I often leave it in a small unlocked box. It's an expensive ring, but it is extremely pretty. And if someone proposed to me with that ring without knowing the context, I would be quite happy. Commenter number 2 says, not the a-hole. The only way you're going to get it back is to tell the fiance, but it will probably mean ruining your relationship with your brother and causing more stress in your relationship with your mother. OP says, I feel like such an a-hole for telling her though. Like I've just ruined her day. She's already posted the ring and everything. Commenter number 3 says, info, how did he get the ring from you? OP says, I don't always wear it. I usually keep it in that little box. I wear it when I'm having bad days or stressful times, like during exams. It really helps me feel better, like I'm doing this for her as well as me. I don't keep the box locked or guarded or anything. I wouldn't expect anyone to take it. It's just sat underneath my bed. Yeah, I feel like there would be no reason to keep it in a locked box. Why would anyone take the
box under the bed is like last place I'd be like, well, someone might accidentally take this.
Yeah. And how would they even, so if it's sitting under the box, how would they know about that? And if she's wearing it, that could be how they know about it. But why would they think oh, hey, I want that.
Exactly.
And I'm going to just take that. Finders keepers.
Just weird.
That's so weird.
Just weird.
We have a downvoted commenter. It says, everyone sucks here. It wasn't your ring any more than it was your brother's. The ring belongs to your parents and they had the right to do with that what they wanted. They let you play with it for a while and then they gifted it to your brother. Pretty normal with things in the household. Where they become the clowns is that they did it without even talking to you about it. OP responds, it doesn't belong to my parents. At least I don't think it ever did. And she's gone now, and I don't exactly think she would be upset at the idea that I kept it. And we do have an update.
Yeah.
I think we should just go right into it.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So, update. While the final judgment of my last post seemed to be not the a-hole, I'm still so confused with the overwhelming amount of comments that said that I was in the wrong. But one thing that a lot of people did say is that I need to tell my brother's fiance, and I guess that's right, as it did feel like I ruined her day with my strop. So afterwards, I messaged, apologized, and asked her to meet up for lunch as an apology for the other day. I wasn't going to ask for the ring back, I just wanted her to at least know my side of the story, I guess. Anyway, we met up for lunch, blah, 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 small talk or whatever, and she shows me the ring and tells me that, oh, it's so pretty, I know it's not expensive, but if it means so much to your brother for me to have it, it means so much to me. Like, okay, just miss out crucial info when telling your future wife then, I guess. Or yeah.
And he didn't say, and I stole it from my little sister.
Yeah, it wasn't the most expensive ring because it was free. I kind of just stared at the ring and didn't know what to say, and I guess she must have noticed because she began apologizing a lot, saying, I didn't know, I'm sorry, and I finally got my ring back. Or whoever's ring you want to call it. Oh, interesting. I was near tears. She took me back to my friend's house as I thought that was going to be it. Later, I get a call from my brother where he says that I'm selfish and I'm so weird about my sister and that I couldn't let him have his day and it had to be about me, telling me that I just ruined his marriage and that I can't claim anything with my sister because I was way too young to have a relationship. See, that's definitely another place where he's wrong.
100%.
That's so insensitive. It's one thing. Also, if your marriage is going to get ruined by not having this exact ring, you got to go to therapy.
Yeah.
You got to go to couples counseling. You got to spend a little more time before you get married because that sounds like a weak relationship.
You ruined my marriage.
My
now
whole
I have
marriage.
to buy a ring?
Yeah. He ended the call, and I tried calling both my parents, but they wouldn't pick up till my dad called me later, telling me that he's disappointed in how I handled things and that I've blown up my brother's relationship over a person I barely knew. And honestly, I don't know at this point. I feel like it's all gone a bit too far. I don't think I can ever face coming home, and I've just ruined my brother's marriage. Am I the a-hole? There are some comments. Comment number 1 says, if simply knowing the full truth was enough to make her leave, it means your brother was manipulating her anyways. You saved that woman, not the a-hole. Commenter number 2 says, what a bunch of effing a-holes. Of course, a young child is going to look up to her older sister. I'm guessing that she was kinder to you than this bunch of ghouls. They knew what they were doing was wrong because they didn't tell you that they were doing it beforehand.
Yeah.
Pretending you have no relationship to your passed away sister because you were young is just unfathomably cruel. No surprise that the fiance bailed. She saw how they treated you and realized that this would be her future if she stayed with your brother. Her actual feelings never mattering, only what he thought they should be. Commenter number 3 says, your brother accusing you of blowing up his marriage? Like, dude, he didn't even say the truth to his fiance. That's the problem.
Yeah, dude, that's what blew up. And she was like, you proposed to me with a ring
Yeah.
you stole, and then you lied to me about where it
Yeah.
came from and how much it meant to you because
Right.
it wasn't yours until you stole it back
Right.
from your sister.
It's like, oh man, like if you could have just kept keeping my secret, my wife wouldn't have known how much of a D-bag I am.
If
Like,
you didn't blow up my lie,
dang.
dude. Oh, I could have
God.
just lied to her forever.
freaking narc, dude. Like, God. Pretty sure this wouldn't have been an issue if you, your parents, and brother had a conversation before just giving the ring, explaining why he wanted to propose with the ring and what it meant to him, deciding whether to give the ring or not as a family. I think that the ring doesn't belong to anyone, but to everyone in your family as a way to remember your sister. So if someone opposes giving it, simply don't give it. And there is an update. Oh my gosh, there's another update with all of this.
Okay.
But those were some great comments, I think. They made some good points.
Yeah. I hope that the update is not the family like ostracizing OP even further.
Yeah.
Can you imagine agreeing? It's like you should have just
Yeah.
kept lying. You should have just kept lying. I can't believe
Well, I mean,
you put him in a situation that his lies could be exposed.
like, it's so upsetting that they're doing that, but at the same time, I'm not that surprised because they're the ones that took the ring from her in the first place. So it's
Yeah.
like, she's just up against all these people. She just needs to band together with that fiance and be like, help me through this, Like,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
But we will see. Update number 2. My 19 female parents, 55 male, 53 female, blame me for ruining my brother's 27 male marriage over my
No.
passed away sister's ring, and I don't know how to repair a relationship.
No.
Quick recap also gives us the ages again. My parents blame me for ruining my brother's marriage over my sister's ring, my late sister's ring. But essentially, after I told my brother's ex-fiance that the ring he used to pros, blah, 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 to give it back, and I presume broke up with him. Okay, yeah, we know this. As of now, I've been staying at my friend's house and will be moving in to stay with my boyfriend for a bit when he comes back from holiday. My parents have taken his side and they want nothing to do with me. My brother is the same. No one in my family, even if they are sympathetic, can get through to them and amend stuff. It seems the only way to repair the relationship would be to give the ring back, but even then, I don't think I can. I'm at a loss and I don't know what to do or how to go about it. Feels like I'll never be able to come home. There are some more comments. Comment number 1 says, here's the thing. Your golden child brother is not going to pan out as a functioning adult in life, and he won't be able to take care of your parents as they get older. So live your life, do the best you can, and just wait. Your parents will come crawling back one day. And by the way, the fiance broke up with your brother because he was so cheap that he stole a ring from his baby sister that belongs to his deceased sister that the living sister used as comfort. The kind of man that can do that is not the kind of man any woman of merit will ever want to be with. And that is the last comment and the end of that story.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
extremely accurate. I refused to support my sister after she migrated. Now she's furious.
Well, sis, that's a miss.
Ooh. I, 40 male, emigrated from the UK to Australia several years ago to live with my now wife and have 2 lovely kids. My sister Anna, 43 female, has visited Australia a couple of times with her 2 kids, who are under the age of 10, and had been keen to immigrate herself. But her circumstances, like career age and low income, don't permit it, so she had to let the dream go. By the way, this comes from user cleanappointment837 on the r/Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, Anna is English, a single mom living near a city, and very girly. She loves pink stuff, pillows, glitter, baking, and crafting. When she came for my wedding several years back, she first met my wife's cousin, Mark, 49 male. Mark is a true blue Aussie who wears singlets, drives trucks, and farm equipment for a living, enjoys quite a few cans of Fosters each evening, and smokes like a chimney, and is rough around the edges. Fair enough. Picture the bar scene in the outback at the start of Crocodile Dundee. He lives in a small rural town far from everything to be near his 3 kids from his previous marriage. Mark and Anna had been messaging from opposite sides of the world since meeting at my wedding. Recently, without telling anyone, he went to the UK to visit her for a week. Shortly after that trip, they told me that during this week, together, they confessed their love for each other. It's so sweet.
That's like long distance relationship to the max. Like I'm doing a long distance relationship that's 2 hours away. I can't imagine like half the world away.
Literally on the other side of the planet.
Right. Thank God for the internet, you know?
Well, we'll see if this turns out to be beneficial. I was surprised. They'd only spent a few days physically together, and Mark's rough demeanor seemed the opposite of what Anna would go for. They appeared to be a very odd fit, like the story of Overboard with Goldie Hawn. I told myself that even though they'd only been together briefly, they'd been messaging for years. After all, my relationship with my now wife was long distance until I immigrated too. I hoped their differences would be their strengths, and that Anna had seen the man beneath the exterior, and that Mark would help her relax and be less demanding. Very quickly, I was informed that Anna was emigrating to Australia. She would apply for a partner visa with Mark, since she was now in a relationship with an Australian citizen. This was incredibly fast. Having done it myself, emigrating is massive, moving your entire life, especially with 2 kids and for a very new relationship. I was concerned it would all go wrong, but they're both adults, and I hoped it would be good for them both. I was worried for myself, too. I had a quiet, happy, relaxed life in Australia, and Anna can bring drama. She'd brought tension before when visiting, being moody and giving the silent treatment when not getting what she wants. When she came for my wedding, We took her to a beachside town, and she got moody because it wasn't what she was hoping for. The tension made my wife really uncomfortable days before our wedding, but since they were going to live with Mark several hours away, I figured it'd be okay. Close enough to visit, but not every day. Together, they paid for the flights and shipping her furniture and pet cat, though I heard later that Mark covered most costs due to Anna's low income. Mark flew to the UK to meet them, helped pack, and then took the flight back to Australia a few days later. 2 back-to-back 24-hour flights. Anna had sold most of their possessions to fund expenses, except for items being shipped over. As soon as they landed in Australia, they stayed overnight at my house before continuing to Mark's place. The atmosphere was immediately tense, and Anna was very grumpy with Mark. Already? Oh, no.
Like, this is so fast. Like, I get that they're talking on the internet for however many months, but there's such a different energy when you're, like, speaking with someone on the internet and when you meet them in person. It's kind of like how when you meet someone on Zoom and you see them in person, it's like, oh, I didn't realize you're that tall.
Right, exactly. And it's also probably pretty intense after moving your entire life to the other side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
She told me it was stress and fear from having just immigrated. I was absolutely overjoyed when I emigrated, but everyone's different, so I dismissed it, though I worried about how cold she was with him. She really seemed to dislike Mark, and I knew he loved her. Even when he sat next to her and held her hand when she was stressed, I could see she didn't want him to. She loved living in Australia. To help her settle in, Mark gave her free rein to redecorate his home. She repainted the kids' bedrooms and bought furniture and nicer clothes for Mark, but quickly it became clear their relationship wasn't going great. She'd been sleeping on the floor since arriving. She'd call me periodically upset about their latest argument, mostly culture shock stuff. Mark lives like a rural Australian, which clashed with the organized, clean household she's used to. Mark called me, too, upset at how cold she was being. He loved her, but she wouldn't even cuddle or kiss him since arriving. This really reads like she was just doing this to get, like, the immigration status in Australia.
You know what this reminds me of? 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah, exactly.
I've only seen one season, but it's exactly like a 90 Day Fiancé story. They do their internet talking. They do whatever they can to get to the country. Once they're in person, there's such a shift in their communication and their personality.
Yeah.
It seems like she either just wanted to get there or wanted the princess treatment, and like the princess treatment isn't what she got from her rural Aussie boyfriend.
Yeah, you're the princess of the Outback. Maybe she got confused and she was like, oh my God, he owns Outback? This guy's rich.
Oh my God, I'm going to be the queen of kangaroos.
Christmas came a few weeks after she arrived. I had previously told Anna she could stay at my place with her kids for Christmas Day, thinking it was odd she didn't want to spend her first Christmas in Australia with the man she loves. Closer to the time, I changed my mind, and this may make me the a-hole here. I was already hosting some of my wife's family overnight just before Christmas, putting on Christmas dinner for over 30 people, and then Anna and her kids would arrive the same day my existing guests were leaving. The thought of changing all the rooms and cooking another Christmas dinner within days seemed overwhelming. My kids were unsettled, and my wife and I were overstressed. As a middle ground, I suggested Anna and her kids, and Mark, stay in my sister-in-law's empty house 4 minutes away from mine. Anna and her kids had visited there before. They could come over as soon as they got up on Christmas morning to hang with us. I would still do dinner for them, but it would be more helpful for my little family if they didn't sleep here too. Anna blew up. She accused me of canceling Christmas entirely and refused the offer of staying nearby in a quote-unquote strange house, then ignored my messages. She said she was going to stay with Mark's family instead and wouldn't come to mine for Christmas at all. Well, I guess you got what you want. She's spending Christmas with her husband.
Why is she acting like that's such an inconvenience for OP? Like, it's not like OP was dying to cook 2 Christmas dinners.
Right.
He was trying to accommodate his sister, and then when she doesn't like the accommodation, it's like, well, then fine, I'm not coming after all. Boo-hoo, sucks for you. And it's like, no, you're the one who wanted this.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm confused, but go spend it with your Australian boyfriend and his family. That's probably a good idea.
Who she claims to love. Who paid for her to move to this country.
Yes, who you claim to love. I invited her to visit when she wanted, since they were so close by, but she didn't reply. As bad luck would have it, my wife, kids, and I all got gastro on Christmas Day, so she wouldn't have been able to come over anyway. She did come by on Boxing Day briefly to collect the presents. We bought them all. Over the following months, I gave both of them advice over the phone when they'd call after arguments. They both seemed completely hung up on their own feelings and unable to consider the other person's perspective. So I saw it as a communication issue. Anna had packed up her life and moved across the world and was stressed, while Mark had put thousands into moving this woman into his home, who was now treating him like a stranger. I usually encouraged them to see the best in each other, communicate without judgment, and work on thinking about each other instead of themselves. I really tried to be impartial and encourage them to make things work. They told me they were in love after all. Anna needed me as a witness in the visa application, so despite everything they were telling me about their relationship, she needed me to write a supporting statement. Not convinced, I called my sister to ask about their relationship. I wasn't going to say they were a couple if they really weren't. I asked Anna straight out if she loved Mark, and she said she did. I thought, what? You haven't said one nice thing about him in months, and you never kiss or cuddle or hold hands. All the big trio of loving someone.
Who does she think she's fooling?
I don't know. It's like very, very transparent what's happening right now. Mark told me separately that they were definitely not together, and Anna had never told him that she loves him since he first visited her in the UK. All affection from her had stopped before he even went to help them move. Yet Anna was telling me she loves him, and they were in a relationship. An imperfect relationship, but a relationship nonetheless. I dragged my heels, deciding whether to do a statement. Over just a few months, it became clear Mark was convinced Anna had lied about loving him and was just using him to get a visa. He still didn't want to punt them out because he wanted the best for Anna's 2 kids, so he intended to grin and bear his way through the years the visa process would take. Mark was already dependent on booze, and his father had recently passed away, and his feelings sent him into a downward spiral. He was drinking a lot each evening and arguing with Anna about how she had used him. Anna said the image Mark had painted of himself over their texts as a clean, tidy gentleman was all a lie. When she realized he wasn't that, she felt catfished and shut down. She said he was a rude, dirty, discriminatory, crass, mean man. Either way, once in Australia, Anna didn't want a relationship with Mark, but was either sticking around for the visa or trying to make it work. Mark's claim is that she knew she didn't want the relationship before leaving and just did it for the visa. Anna's is that she did want the relationship but changed her mind after arriving. I find it really hard to believe that you didn't consider, like, maybe I should wait before moving my entire life to Australia because I don't know this guy well enough. I think you said, this guy's going to get me into Australia. You should just admit it. That's what it looks like. What it reads like. Before long, Anna called saying the house was toxic and Mark would drink too much and regularly scream at her, and she was walking on eggshells, so she needed to leave and go back to the UK urgently. While Mark was at work, she packed and drove to my house, which is nearer to the airport. She didn't tell Mark she was leaving, so to make sure he didn't come home to an empty house and be surprised, I called him to warn him they'd all left while he was at work. That seemed the decent thing to do. Brother, that's neither here nor there. I had asked Anna to let him know, but she wouldn't talk to him. Mark was devastated. No longer in a relationship, her permission to be in the country was no longer valid, so she had to leave as soon as possible. Anna and the kids stayed with me for 4 days while she sorted return flights. I helped her pack, took them to the airport, and said goodbye. It was such a shame to end that way. After they left, I messaged them a little over the next week, just a couple of messages and a video call. They were staying with friends and then a hostel, applying for new places to stay, and Anna got her old job back. After the first week, though, I didn't message again for the next 3 weeks. I was pretty busy with my own life, and so relieved that all the drama was gone, and I could focus on getting my own little family back to normal. Living on opposite sides of the world, Such a gap in contact wasn't unusual for us, although I accept she would have been in a stressful situation of having to rebuild her life. And by the way, you don't have to rebuild your life if you just listen to full episodes with stories just like this on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. We do have a little bit more story left, but I mean, this is his sister, so like, where are we at emotionally here? He's just like, I'm glad I have my peace.
Yeah, I think he's trying to do the best for both parties because he's got a vested interest because Mark is related to his wife, and then this is, or either Nozer is related to his wife, right? And so this is his sister, so he's got a vested interest because he's going to have to interact with these people no matter what, some point in his life. It's remarkable to me how little he talks about how it's affecting his family and his own sanity in this.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be something weighing on it. Like you can't play referee without this personally affecting you. I think that maybe also he's just used to his sister being like this.
That is
and
probably
just being
true.
Kind of insane.
Yeah. Growing up, knowing exactly how she is. I mean, but that's a wild thing to do, to just pick up your whole life. Probably, I mean, I'm making an assumption by saying she wanted that visa, but like everything is screaming like she just thought it was like quick in and out visa, and then I can like leave the relationship maybe. And like, that's not fair to Mark. There's people who agree to do that all the time.
You can hire them out to do it.
Yeah, but Mark also not cool with Mark's got a drinking problem and he's screaming at her like he can't.
Right.
You just got to have peace, prioritizing peace in your life over the problem. But let's finish this story. After 3 weeks, I sent her a silly photo of an English product I didn't know could be found in Australia that I thought she would find funny. She didn't respond, so I left it. We messaged her on her birthday, but it was left unread. Well, now she's got a problem with you? Oh, that's not fair. My wife reached out to her to check in, and Anna replied, clearly furious with me. She blamed me for not checking in on her enough, accused me of canceling Christmas on her, and said I was siding with Mark because I always gave her advice to work on their relationship and be supportive and understanding of Mark's feelings. I mean, it would be a pretty tough spot to know, like, this girl that you thought you're in love with and is in love with you, it just becomes glaringly obvious she's just, like, not into you. And then also he lost his dad.
Right.
Like,
and he spent thousands to get her to Australia. I think the sister's clearly in the wrong, but it's also not his responsibility to be checking up on her every single day. He's got his own life. You've got your own life. He's already helped you enough.
Exactly. Anna says this was me blaming her and not Mark, who she calls she hasn't spoke to me in months now. Am I the a-hole? Did I have contacted her more? Does not checking in more make me a bad person? Was I wrong for changing the Christmas plans? Did I really side with was Anna just using Mark to get a visa from the start? I think you're not really the a-hole. You could always contact people more, but you're on the opposite sides of the planet. You didn't, the Christmas plans, no, you weren't wrong. I don't know. It sounds like he would get intoxicated and be like vocally aggressive, which is not good. But like, he's also going through a lot. And
he's also living knowing that she doesn't love him.
Right. So it's just bad. It's just bad all around. And the solution to that situation was to just clean cut it off. I'm going back to England. I'm going back to the UK. But I wouldn't say that you were the bad guy in that story. Just prioritize your peace.
My sister-in-law stole my baby's name, but I played her with the perfect bluff.
That's actually not the name.
By the way, this comes directly from the r/OK Storytime subreddit.
It's one of our own.
Dude.
One of our own. I, female 32, have been married to my husband, male 32, for 2 years, but together for 9 years. I get along well with everyone in the family, except my brother-in-law's girlfriend, Bethany, female 36. She and my brother-in-law, male 40, have been together for 3 years. She came into the family with an overconfidence that comes across as arrogant. We initially thought that she might be nervous and overcompensating, but we soon learned that that was just her personality. By the way, this comes from Faye Ache for Throwaway, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. We obviously read them. And I'm Angie.
I'm Riley.
And I'm Keon.
And OP says she took an instant dislike to me. It turns out that my brother-in-law once paid me a compliment about my hair, saying the new color and style suited me. That was it. She threw daggers with her eyes all night and was angry we got married before her.
Oh my gosh, she's just the jealous type.
Like, you gotta take up this issue with your guy, not with me.
Stop giving women compliments. That's what she would say.
Yeah, exactly. I just accepted that's who she is and moved on. Life's too short to care. Fast forward to some months ago, and she announced that she was pregnant. We were all happy for her. Little did I know that I was pregnant too.
Oh, no. This ain't a good look.
Now it's a competition. Yeah, it's a competition now.
Like, uh-oh. She was not happy when she found out that we were due 2 weeks apart.
Oh no.
Oh no. She immediately started demanding to know our baby names. I refused to tell her and gave the generic, we're waiting until we see them first. Which was a lie. My husband and I have had names picked out for a long time. After every event, she would corner me or send messages demanding to know. Eventually, we were at her baby shower, and I had had enough. We were both having girls, so I told her that we had a name that was very special to us. We were combining my mother's names, Hilda and Matilda, and had chosen Hitilda.
Hitilla? No, it's Hitilla.
Hitilda.
Hitilda?
Hitilla.
Hitilla? It's Hitilla?
It's probably, well, with how those sound,
Hidila.
Hilda and Matilda, it's probably Hitilla.
Hitilla.
Matilda? Hatilda.
Hitilla.
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 No D.
No D.
The only thing you got from Matilda was the T and the
Yes.
extra L.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, but Hatilda?
You know what? You guys do your own thing. You guys do
Does
your
no one
thing.
else see a problem with this?
Hitilla.
Hitilla?
You know, I see what you're saying. It's not where my mind went, but I do see what you're saying. Anyone else? Yeah.
That's where your mind's going? I picked it up. Okay, no, I don't get that.
You can't do that. You can't do that to signal that.
I'm just saying
moving
they
on.
shouldn't do that. They should not have that name.
We're moving on. She smirked and I made her promise not to tell anyone. We had our babies 2 days apart. Due to my mother-in-law being unwell, both babies were 2 weeks old before we all got together. We decided it would be nice to do a name unveiling at a family gathering. Bethany got up and did a big speech about how special this name was to her and her family and announced her daughter's name was Hitilla.
She fell for the bait. That's on the birth certificate. It's real.
That's crazy. Oh, wait, okay, but you think OP lied to her?
100%.
Just what?
Okay,
keep
okay.
going. Keep
Because
going.
I didn't want to
Keep
judge
going.
because okay. The family's faces winced at that name, but we all said it was unique. Bethany stood there with a smug look. Then I stood up and introduced our daughter Rose, named after my mother-in-law.
Oh snap!
And named after the mother-in-law too. So it's the two. She's getting a better win with the family that she's also married into. Dude, and it's a beautiful name too.
Get Hatilda. Oh.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Everyone said "aw," and my mother-in-law cried.
Dude, dab up OP right
Dude,
now.
you
Dude,
did
you
it.
did it.
You did it.
All right before are the grandmothers okay?
I mean,
Are they like in
I
declining health?
don't think that was. I think that was just all made up.
Oh no. But
I'm
dude,
guessing.
the grandmothers are there and they're like, "Yo, this is what family's about."
Yeah.
They're getting the people going.
Wait, what do you mean? Like the grandmother was like of these new babies?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got
the
them all
mother-
together and the grandmothers are now like, "Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go."
Yeah. Bethany had a face like thunder. When she got me alone, Bethany snarled, "What the F was that? Why didn't you tell me you'd changed your mind?" I laughed and responded, "You didn't think I was serious, did you? Why would I name my child after two guys that caused so much pain and destruction?" Yeah. She looked puzzled, so I said, "Hitler, Attila, and the Hun."
Yes!
Hitilla.
I told you that would sound like.
Oh my God.
Yes!
You're right.
Boom!
You got it, Riley.
Okay.
Good job.
You're the dragon in this one. These are the best ones
Dude.
I've ever.
Wait, yeah, this is actually crazy
Predicted.
because this is a three-fer, dude.
Yeah.
One, she tricked her and said like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you an ugly butt name to name your child. I know you're gonna fall for it," and she did. And also stupid of this other girl to be like, "Oh my God, I thought we both named the kid the same name, and you were gonna look stupid like you were copying me.
Like what?
Stupid. And then obviously OP gets bonus points with Rose, beautiful name, and bonus points from that being the mother-in-law's name, named after the mother-in-law.
Yeah.
That's also this girl's mother-in-law. And bonus, the name was actually all of these terrible people together. That is
Perfect.
genius.
And I
dude.
called it, and you were
That
like,
is so
that isn't what
insane.
you too, Keon. I know you also disagreed with me, and I was right.
Well, I didn't disagree. That's not where my mind went. But
Oh, I thought you were like,
I didn't
"Oh, that
disagree.
kinda
My
made-"
mind was like, okay, that's kind of weird they didn't put the duh in it, but like, all right.
Yeah, yeah. But
yeah,
I
that
knew
would have
it-
been
I
even
knew
worse
that's
if
what
it
was
was
happening.
Hatilda. Yeah.
Called that.
Have you seen my name? My name's obscure as heck.
I said, but I'm glad you liked it, and it actually has a nice meaning for you and your family.
Oh, snap.
She went crazy and started screaming at me, throwing paper plates and cups, shrieking that her daughter's name is on a birth certificate with personalized items, everything made official the day before. My brother-in-law had to take her away to calm down. The family has mixed feelings about whether I overstepped since it involves a child. Whatever. They can change the name.
That wasn't that again. That's not your fault.
It's not- yeah.
That's her decision.
Literally, yeah. My husband knew what I had done and thought it was funny.
Good husband.
So am I the a-hole? I had a
No.
feeling that she would steal the name, but is it my fault that she took it?
No.
No, dude.
No.
You're
She-
just
yeah.
exposing her. Like the reason she can't even explain that to anyone. And she did obviously, but like you shouldn't be able to explain that to people because the reason you are so mad right now is because you heard the explanation from her. You stole her name. And then when she didn't copy or like seem like she copied you, then that's why you're mad? Like, girl.
Come on, be original.
When you said to everyone in your announcement that it meant a lot to you and your family, so everyone knows that you're a freaking liar, dude.
Yeah.
And bonus
this
is
is
a
on
terrible
you,
name.
Okay, and now you have to go and change your kid's name to something more meaningful instead of
Yeah.
that guy's name.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we do have an update. This actually happened a few days ago. I'm not gonna lie, I still giggle when I think about it. I would too, dude. My husband spoke to his brother last night and they were on the phone for a while. Apparently, ever since she found out we were expecting two, she's been obsessed. She accused us of getting pregnant on purpose to steal her attention. We were already pregnant when she told us. After her baby shower, she switched her focus to the name issue and kept pushing. My brother-in-law objected on many occasions and said that he either agreed to it or he wouldn't go on the birth certificate. But we're from the UK, so if the couple aren't married, the other parent needs to be present to sign. My brother-in-law spent many nights on the sofa, but eventually gave in. Wait, that's so funny. So the brother-in-law didn't want to name the kid this name. Oh my God. So she just, this is gold. She kept saying it was a name with great meaning to her, but he didn't realize that meaning was pettiness.
Ooh.
Ever since finding out she didn't get our real name, she's been crying and throwing tantrums. Brother-in-law said he'd be lying if he didn't find it funny. Yeah, because it's hilarious. But it's really training him for when his actual child has tantrums, honestly. He's upset that she used their daughter as a pawn in her one-sided game. But now he gets to change her name and Bethany cannot have a say. He was thinking about proposing at Christmas, but has decided against it. Oh.
I mean,
Oh. I don't
makes
blame him.
sense.
Yeah.
Dang, you also ruined their marriage. Good job, OP.
Not well, yeah. She didn't even have to do anything. She just told a little story.
She said one name.
Yeah. This has shone a light on so much and has him thinking about his future with her. He'd never abandon their child, but he wants security for his daughter, not insecure actions. Mother-in-law asked for a family dinner to resolve the issues. I'll update you when it happens. No doubt more drama will unravel. And there's another update, and I can tell, well, OP says things got interesting. So, oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
Just how, as a person, why would you want to steal someone's name and just do
Yeah.
this? Like, what for? What? Like, this makes
crazy.
no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. You're willing to give your daughter an ugly name just to like get some sort of attention back
Yeah.
or try to get back when it's like that could easily. That's why I think being mean is so embarrassing, because it's like what could have happened if OP did want to actually name their child that. Like if she announced it like, oh my gosh, like we actually, you know, had a similar meaning, like this is why we did this, you know. If OP just acted like she didn't care, then this girl would not get the satisfaction of being like, I got you.
Exactly.
And you just did so much just for that little thing, that little
Like, what are we doing?
satisfaction.
What are we doing here?
Come on, like so embarrassing. But we have a second update. Things got interesting. Grab your popcorn. This is a doozy. Oh, I don't like that actually. We agreed to go for Sunday's dinner at mother-in-law's. She wanted everyone to be there because she doesn't want the rift to pull her away from her grandchildren. Smart. Plus, life is too short and mother-in-law makes a mean Sunday roast. Saturday morning at 8 a.m., someone started banging at my door like they were auditioning for Stomp. My husband ran to open it and saw Bethany's mother, Delia. Her face was red, and if this was a cartoon, steam would be coming out of her ears. She screamed, "Where is that wife of yours? Get her out here now!" My husband calmly said, "No." So Delia started again. "Get her out here now, or I'll tell the neighbors what a conniving person she is, how she's destroyed my daughter's marriage." Once again, my husband said, "No," and closed the door.
Nah.
This is great. My baby slept through that noise, so I'm hoping she'll be a good sleeper. Delia started banging some more, shouted something about ruining her life, and then knocked the bins over and left. My husband, still in his pajamas, holding a cup of tea, looked at me and shrugged. I love this couple. They're great. We both laughed at the ridiculousness. He called his mom to give her an update in case Delia invited herself to dinner, then called brother-in-law who didn't pick up. He left a message about Delia's visit. Around lunchtime, I sat down to feed Rose. My phone started blowing up from a private number, so I ignored it. I was happily nursing my baby when I suddenly shouted for my husband. There, with her face pressed against the glass, was Delia and some guy. I quickly covered myself and heard screaming from outside. "I knew you'd still be in there. Look at you. You're a disgusting trollop. What kind of mother are you? What kind of human breaks up a marriage?" Oh my God.
Dude,
what kind of human presses your red, steaming face against a glass of someone else's home?
Well, they're breastfeeding.
Yeah, with a strange
I knew you were
man.
in there in your home.
And she probably
Yeah.
waited for
That to happen.
the
Yeah, maybe.
They're saying her name's Delia.
Delia. Before we could do anything, my neighbors walked across the road. They're both competitive bodybuilders, so they look intimidating, although they're sweet as kittens. They tapped Delia's shoulder and politely said, "If you do not leave by the time I count to 5, I will call the police. And if you ever behave like that around this road again, I'll let my husband show you how to fly." Beautiful.
Dang.
Delia and her companion left pretty quickly, knocking over the bins again. My husband thanked them and went to clean the mess. And I sat there shaken. Yeah, I was thinking that, like, honestly, like, this woman is like, "I'm going to tell all your neighbors what a terrible person you are." And it's like, you're shouting at someone else's home at 8 a.m. You're telling everyone how terrible you are.
There you go.
Come on.
You don't think my neighbors like me? Also, I need to make my neighbors like me.
Yeah, you should. Well, yeah, that's a hard thing to do when, not like a neighborhood. People
Yeah.
aren't just outside
Apartment
tending to the
complex.
yard or something.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you got it. It was quiet until about 9 p.m. when brother-in-law sent a message. "Sorry, mate. Tell you everything tomorrow." When we called him, his phone went straight to voicemail. My husband called mother-in-law and said she'd spoken to brother-in-law. He was okay, but needed space. The humor in this situation had faded, and we struggled with sleep. I started to think that maybe I was the a-hole. Sunday morning, I checked my phone and saw that I'd missed 74 calls from a private number, but no voicemails. I had WhatsApp messages from an unknown number with many deleted messages. I can only assume they were hateful and deleted to erase evidence. I'm glad that I kept my phone on silent so Rose didn't wake. We went to mother-in-law's after an uneventful day. As soon as we got to the door, I knew something was wrong. There were no delightful cooking smells wafting into the street like normal. We let ourselves in, and it was quiet except for murmurs from the kitchen. Mother-in-law was sat at the table holding brother-in-law's hands. He looked terrible with red, puffy, bloodshot eyes. Uh-oh, I'm really scared. Mother-in-law grabbed Rose and said, "Brother-in-law will explain," then went to the living room. Brother-in-law started, "I'm sorry. It's all gone horribly wrong. I missed the signs and I'm at fault. I'm sorry you've been made miserable by it." He continued, "People have been trying to tell me for years about Bethany. My friends told me to leave her. I was so blinded. Did you know we had to convince the registrar that Hitila was an actual name, mainly found as it's a surname in Tanzania? She told me and them that it was a combination of a great women in her life called Hilda and Matilda. The registrar had to get a manager to approve the name. No one could convince her that the name was wrong."
Oh my gosh.
She was fuming after she found out Rose's name. When I dragged her out, she had a tantrum all the way home and blamed you. She said hurtful things about me too and didn't talk to me for days. I suggested we could all choose a new name together at dinner today. She liked the idea and was glued to her phone. I assumed she was researching baby names, but when I looked at her screen, it wasn't baby names. When she went to bed, I checked her phone. I know it's wrong, but I had to be sure. She was using me. Oh boy. His voice cracked. My husband got him water. She was paying for her mom's lifestyle as well as her own. She's been messaging her mom about how much she'll have when we're married. That I'm only good as an ATM and too stupid to know that she's been stealing from me.
Oh, what?
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
Not where I thought that was going.
This is a great story.
Oh my God, I know it really is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
brother-in-law.
I know, but
Dang.
she doesn't want to be with me. She wants what I can provide. She said other personal things. Then I read messages to people. She's been talking to her ex for ages. Well, seeing her ex this whole time. The baby may not be mine.
Oh, dude, an inheritance. We got inheritance. We got baby stuff. We got DNA tests. Dude, this is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Honestly, I kind of hope the baby's not his.
I agree.
Because
I
then
agree.
one, he has to either, obviously, I'm sure he'll want to take care of the child, be in the child's life if it is his.
Yeah.
But then he'll still have to see her all the time. And then if she has full custody, then he would have to pay child support,
Actually,
and she would still use him.
hot take.
Mm-hmm.
I see your point, and I do agree with it. I also wish we lived in a world where this could happen. He could keep the baby, full custody, keep her away, and have the resources to give that child a loving
good life.
home.
Yeah.
And away from this woman.
Yeah,
Because that poor
honestly-
kid, like, I feel so bad for this kid now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Catilda, I'm sorry.
Honestly.
We're going to change your name to Olive or something now.
Yeah.
Unless you're allergic to olives, and that's going to be a whole thing, too.
Yeah, that's all super crazy and devastating. But you know what's not devastating?
What's that,
It's
Angie?
the fact that we have more full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime and you will find it. But wow, man.
Dude,
Wow, wow, wow.
ridiculous.
That's truly like not at all where this was going.
I didn't see
Or
that
where I thought
coming.
it was going.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. But there is more to the story. So he broke down. My heart broke. I was gobsmacked. I knew she wasn't nice, but I never thought it would be like this. Apparently, she'd hit on some of his friends and cheated before, but he was oblivious or ignored warnings. Brother-in-law is staying at mother-in-law's for now. He'll be calling family lawyers in the morning for the paternity case. We stayed for a while, let him know that we're here for him, then went home. I can't help but feel like this is all my fault. So here I am at 8:30 p.m. on a Sunday with a new title, Am I the A-hole for destroying my brother-in-law's relationship? And
Nope.
No. Oh, I'm too hot.
definitely not, because that's not what you did. You did not destroy this relationship. If anything, it was a good thing that you did this. And I bet you that he will eventually, like once the anger and devastation, calms down, I bet you he will be grateful that you did that.
Are you the a-hole for, I don't know, if you did a house inspection and you saw that there was mold and you told the couple, hey, you have mold in your house, you have to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then they had to get rid of their house? That's what it feels like here.
Absolutely. That's a great example. Yeah. All you did was stand up for yourself when someone else was trying to be petty towards you.
Yeah.
And even that alone, just seeing just
How
her
far they went
pettiness.
to just be petty.
Yeah, that alone was making him reconsider the relationship. So all of this other stuff, it was happening anyway. It was terrible from the start, apparently. And yeah, it was going to come out eventually. So it sucks that you were, kind of the bearer of bad news in a sense. Like, kind of. But
Yeah.
definitely not your fault.
You showed him what was up. Keon, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, you saved him.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
saved him from a life of turmoil, lies, being manipulated, all that jazz. Being a literal ATM verbatim.
Yeah,
You saved him.
exactly.
So he's gonna like in the short term, it's gonna suck. In the long term, he's gonna come to you and be like, you saved me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's going to be a toss-up if you're the dad or not.
yeah, I know. Hopefully, like things are gonna get so much more complicated that way, but hopefully that child will have a good life, however it gets there.
And she's
however
not
she
going
gets there.
to she's not going to get a DNA test at all. She won't. She'll fight it.
Well, I mean, I wonder if that's possible.
You can,
So
I think the
she-
father can request one, but I don't know about where
Yeah.
they live. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I mean, if he has proof that she's been cheating, I feel like that should be enough wherever they are.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Oh,
Oh my gosh, that is so
that
terrible.
was pretty wild.
But yeah, that really did like it started out that was like honestly like a great story.
That's
Terrible that you had to experience it, but
Yeah.
but that is, we got some amazing like
We hit a-
comebacks.
we got a lot. We hit a lot of genres.
Yeah, we hit some good points there. Like yeah.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, we're gonna get another story rolling.
Yes, we are. That is so wild. Wow.
Oh, we do have an update.
Shut up.
Wait, really?
You good?
Yay!
Dude, I'm down. Okay.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm so glad we asked right away. I'm so excited. My sister-in-law stole my baby's name, but I played her with the perfect bluff. And this is an update. Trigger warning, there are details of violence here up ahead. If you have not read the first 2 posts, please do. It will help you make sense of this insanity, which is my life right now. It's only been a few days, and what a few days it's been. I wish I had time, as I'm sure this would make a great book. Anyway, I digress. You're probably wanting to know what in the world could have happened in less than a week that would warrant a new post already. Oh, and this is less than a week. Okay. On Monday, brother-in-law got an appointment to discuss the Bethany situation. It's Tuesday, and things got topsy-turvy. Bethany got in touch with brother-in-law and said that she got a cancellation on Wednesday to get the baby's name to change. But he needs to be there, okay? As nothing has gone to court yet for paternity, his name is still on the original birth certificate, so he will need to be there for the name change. Bethany said that he will be punishing the baby if he waits for court to be over. Wait,
Oh my
what?
Gosh.
Oh, Bethany said that he will be punishing the baby if he waits for court to be over. What? Wait, what does that even mean? Yeah, they're going to court to try to get the name changed, basically. He needs to be there. Nothing has gone to court yet for paternity. Bethany said that he will be punishing the baby if he waits for court to be over. Oh, okay. So she's saying like you
yeah.
shouldn't wait so long or else that's punishing. Okay. She played with his affections for the child to get him to agree to go with her. When he called to tell us what had happened, I reminded him that she has 12 months to change the baby's name. But he said that she made him feel guilty that the baby deserves to have a name and how complicated things will get the longer they wait. She continued to blame me for the name and refused to see that she was at fault at all. We told him that we support him, but he really should wait until he sees his lawyer before agreeing to anything. It could go against him later on, but for now, he needs to only communicate with her through texts or emails so he can keep a written record of communications. Tuesday night, she sent him a message and asked if he had any names he liked for the baby, and then said that to show that she is committed to him and prove the baby is his, brother-in-law can choose her name. Okay.
The daughter's
Really?
The
So
daughter's name, yeah.
like, just to prove that I was loyal and I didn't cheat on you, you get to choose the child's name.
Oh, thank you. You're right. That's so truthful of you. And how could I be the one choosing the name whenever you never cheated? You're right. Yeah.
Right. Wednesday, he went. When Bethany turned up, she was dressed in a skimpy outfit, hair and makeup done and stilettos on. He said she looked like she was going out clubbing. He had to run up the path to meet her as she was attempting to walk with the car seat and it was a little wobbly. While they waited, he had to switch seats as Bethany was flirting with him and constantly touching him and caressing his arm and face. When they went in, brother-in-law said it was awkward. She kept acting like they were still together and calling him names like sweetheart and darling. Brother-in-law chose the name Arabella. That's beautiful. And Bethany chose the middle name. Yes, you probably guessed it. Arabella's middle name is Rose.
And Rose is OP's daughter's name, which
Yeah.
she again is copying.
Right. And it's named after the mother-in-law.
Yes.
Still at her games.
If I
That ended
was-
up her in this situation.
Yeah, if I was brother-in-law, I'd probably be like, no,
Yeah.
not the
like,
name.
that's
That's not the middle name.
Insane.
And again, Rose is one of the most common middle names, but at that point, I would.
Yeah. It's not because of that.
It's not because of that.
Elizabeth and Rose, yeah.
Yeah, and Marie. Oh, but it gets better. It's a hyphenated middle name, so it's Arabella Rose dash my name. What? Why? Brother-in-law held back his annoyance while they were in the room.
Dude, no.
She tried to give the little girl his surname, but he stepped in and double-barreled with Bethany's surname. He was thinking that if she was his, then he'd have an easier time if she had his surname, but if she wasn't, then it would be an easier transition to delete half of the surname, then change it fully. Of course, he paid for the changes in new certificates. When they left, Bethany tried to hold his hand, and he pulled away and asked her, "What the F was that?" They are not together, And what's with the middle name? She went on to say that she's sorry and wants to try again. She loves him, blah, blah, blah. She wanted to prove her love for him and his family by using his mother's name so she can bond over the baby and my name to show that I'm forgiven. She tried to kiss him, but he stepped away. He walked her to the car, with her pleading the whole time and reminding him of happier times. He went to the car just to make sure the baby was safely placed in and left. Brother-in-law said that it nearly broke him to remain strong until he got in his car. Then he had to cry. He drove to a beach near us and went for a walk to clear his head. Called my husband and came to our house to tell us what happened. We decided to have fun and played some card games, such as Cards Against Humanity, and made it a drinking game, except mine was switched for apple juice as I'm nursing Rose. It was a fun evening, and brother-in-law forgot his worries for a couple of hours. He slept over due to the drinking. Thursday morning, both the guys looked a little worse for wear. I made them a fry-up and dealt with Rose. Brother-in-law needed to leave to get home, so I called a taxi. You shouldn't drive after that amount of booze. When the taxi arrived, I walked him to the car while my husband slept on the sofa. I gave him a hug and said that we'll see him later for dinner, as he needs to come back for his car anyway. He got in and drove off. That evening, he turned up and was no longer calm or worried about his hangover. He was fuming. Uh-oh. He sat down and showed us a message. There was a picture of the two of us hugging by the taxi this morning with a long rant.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
You're being stalked now. How did this is a crazy story.
This is crazy.
This guy Loco Poco de Loco.
Yeah. This is so wild. Oh my
But dude,
gosh.
holy cow.
I've taken a little glance at it. It only gets a lot of bit crazier.
I was so excited.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like I skimmed it because it was very long.
This is only the tip of the iceberg?
We just started.
It gets a lot of bit crazier.
Oh my God, I'm
Okay,
so
so she's
excited.
being stalked.
She's being stalked. Because a reminder from the very beginning of the original post, she was like already weirdly jealous of OP and like thinking that there was something between like OP was being flirtatious or something like that, which is obviously not true.
It's so weird. Okay.
So Bethany was saying that she knew there was something iffy about us, and now she had proof that we were having an affair. She went on to say some horrible accusations and lots of colorful language. She then said that she would only do a paternity test if I do one because she knows that we cheated and Rose is brother-in-law's kid. Dude, that is so crazy.
This chick is so delulu.
But it's like,
what the heck?
she
and
can't-
then as soon as you get a paternity test, it's false. Do another one. Do another
Of course.
one. Oh, it's all fake.
Of course.
It's never gonna end.
Like, I knew you were still cheating anyway because I have this picture. It's like such a paparazzi kind of move, you know?
What
But
the
it's like,
heck?
but what's great about it though, in OP's case, is that OP's husband was there.
Yeah,
So
yep.
it's like
He kind of
not-
made it happen.
Yeah, it's not like it was some sort of friend that is a witness that
Yep.
could
And
easily lie. This is someone who would never want to lie about
And
this.
it's OP's brother, and
Yeah.
he was there, and he was passed out on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was bad whenever she went to go. I was like, don't do that. It
Wait, to
looks
do what?
like to hug him by.
Hug
'Cause I was
him.
like,
Yeah, but-
dude, they could.
Well,
I don't know, but
sure,
I
it can be
knew-
seen that
Nah,
way,
didn't
but
think it was gonna
I'd
be-
hug him.
Yeah, I
That
know.
man's
I
gone
know it's
through
not a
so
bad thing to
much.
do, but I was like, right now it feels weird. But anyways.
No, I get you. I mean, obviously she could see that and think something, but it's a very innocent and kind hug.
Yeah.
My husband wanted to find Bethany and wring her neck. I had to hand him Rose, and he calmed down. Baby therapy is the best. He was hurt that anyone would say such a thing. We all were. We realized that someone is clearly following him. We ordered in pizza and decided that we needed to blow off steam, so we resumed our drinking game from the previous night. After a few shots, the boys were talking and trying to figure out how she knew where he was. We investigated everything and realized he had a tracker on his phone. They decided to have some fun and made a plan. Because we all know that OP is really great at scheming up these plans, and it's very effective
I
against
love
this woman.
this. Oh, dude.
So I
Oh
trust
my
OP
gosh.
to scheme well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh.
I'm excited.
I didn't even think about that. Okay. Okay.
In the morning, both men were far from hungover. It seems that learned from the night before and switched to soft drinks after the few at start. I thought they'd forgotten their plan, but hadn't. I agreed, as we know what I'm like. I went and got out of my seashells PJs and got into a cute but schmexy little number. I put on some lipstick and put some kisses on brother-in-law's face, and he smudged a bit across his lips. Oh my God. We tussled our hair. We went to his car. I saw a shadow duck down across the road, and I gave him a smooch on the cheek and a hug. And next thing, my husband came out in his boxers and a t-shirt and lipstick on him too and hugged his brother. And we said goodbye and went in to get washed and start our day. That's crazy. It can be a little weird in some relationships. That's something.
So why do we do this? What are we trying to insinuate here?
I don't know. I'm guessing just something to be even crazier.
Okay.
Like that, just probably that, like, this girl doesn't have anything on OP, like that's not gonna ruin her marriage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
All right.
A little strange. Obviously, everyone was comfortable with it. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the consequences of this? What?
so mother-in-law called and invited us for dinner on Sunday. Of course we're going. Brother-in-law said that he'll update us then on what our petty fun has created, and he laughed. Saturday, cartoons were rudely interrupted again, shaking my head, but this time it escalated. Grab your popcorn. Oh boy. From about 2 a.m., we started to get nuisance calls on the landline. Yes, I still have one of those. I'm always losing my phone. At first, I thought it was a pesky cold call machine, but when I answered it, it was someone saying some horrendous things down the phone. I hung up, and after the third one, my husband took the phone into the car. When it rang again, he let the person on the other end start to talk and then blew a blowhorn down the phone. Oh my gosh. Remember, in the area where I live, people are used to being disturbed. But he also was in the car, so that was nice of him.
It helps a little bit.
Yeah. He came back in and unplugged the phone, and we went back to sleep. We did check, but the number was being withheld. At 5 a.m., someone started knocking using our knocker on the door. My husband got up, and there was no one there. He went to the kitchen to switch on the kettle, and it happened again. He opened the door, and no one was there.
It's a ghost.
My husband, being the quick thinker he is, waited for the next time, and when he opened the door, he acted like he was checking on the knocker, but really, he set a trap. He sat on the stairs with his morning tea, waiting for a shadow to approach the door, and then we hear a loud, oh, effing gross. What is that? Who puts crap on their door? Oh, it's everywhere. And they ran off. What? He waited a little in case they came back, and then he scrubbed the knocker and surrounding areas. He had grabbed one of Rose's nappies from the bin and wiped it on the knocker. So they would have had to grab it to knock again.
Oh my God.
They will go to the ends of the earth
This
to
feels like
mess with these people.
I'm watching Tom and Jerry or something.
Yeah,
right
or
now.
like Home Alone.
Yeah,
Like-
what?
This is
Oh
crazy.
my gosh.
Gross, unhygienic, but effective. I was upstairs watching this on my phone. We decided to get a new hidden camera set after the previous fun we had with Dalia. It was a familiar female voice, Bethany. Unfortunately, the culprit had a hoodie and a cap to hide their face, but we knew. We got on with our day. We were not letting it slide. We just decided it was something we would give to brother-in-law for his case. 5 p.m. and Rose has been having a play date at mother-in-law's, so I can do a deep clean. I think the knowledge of what happened to my door made me want to thoroughly clean. So I'm deep cleaning. And then smash! A brick comes hurling through my room window and takes out the TV. Smash! Another brick comes flying out. Smash! A third through my front door, and Bethany put her hand through the hole and opened my front door to let herself in.
What? What the
I told you guys. I was like, whoa.
3? The most I've ever heard was 1. Never 2. Never 3.
But also, though, that thing came in and took the TV out, so it's not like it just crashed through and just like plopped there. The child could have been home. They could have been in the way of the window, because you know the TV is not right next to the window. It's got to be across the room, dude.
That was my mom. She'd be in jail. If this woman Bethany did this to my mom would be in jail.
It would be self-defense. It would 100%
You have entered
be
my home,
home
you've broken
invasion.
But
my
I think
home.
it'd go to the
Self-defense.
point where she'd be in jail still.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
bro,
Like,
what?
thank goodness that OP it was not in the way of those things and that the baby was out of the house.
This is insane. Oh my gosh.
And thank goodness too that we have proof that it went across the room because the TV is now broken.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Okay, start videoing tape. Okay,
Yeah.
what happened?
Oh my gosh. I won't lie. I was frozen to the spot while my mind tried to decode what was happening. Bethany lunges at me, so I grab the broom in my hand and unleash my hidden Jackie Chan moves. Being a majorette as a kid came in handy. I screamed as I sent Bethany flying. She starts shouting all sorts of rubbish about me and hubby and brother-in-law being in a dirty, spicy sleep group. How I've ruined her life. Some disgusting things about my daughter. I saw red and picked up my dirty mop water and rammed it on her head. I quickly wondered where my husband was and heard more screaming coming from the hall. My husband was sitting on top of Dalia while on the phone to the police, so she was there too then. Dalia was there too. Bethany got up and continued the screaming fit at me, and this time she cracked me in the face with a book. I felt the sting and heat, and I knew she'd got me good. I moved to dodge the next book, and then there was a loud crash followed by a whimper. She had pulled the bookcase down on herself. Oh my God.
How is she doing this thinking she's going to get away with it too?
This woman, that is so freaking embarrassing now.
This is a Tom and Jerry film.
I tried to hit someone with another book
But
and
pulled the
instead
bookshelf.
pulled the whole bookshelf down on myself. We heard a smash and then a whimper
Beautiful.
from this woman. Oh my gosh.
This is just beautiful.
The police arrived, and Bethany and Dalia were protesting their innocence.
They're
Or were
in your
protesting their
house.
innocence.
Yeah, we
what?
didn't do this.
Like she's trapped under the bookcase. Like, oh, it's our fault.
Yeah.
I would have gotten away with this without you.
Then Bethany said something that made me even gasp. You can't arrest me. My baby is in the car.
No.
So baby Hitilla is in the car? We're in the summer and it's freaking hot, and she left her baby in the car to come and attack us. That is so insane.
Oh
they
my
yeah,
God.
you can arrest you for 2 reasons now. Great. They called for assistance. We gave our statements and had to go to the hospital to complete procedures. Obviously, we called brother-in-law. I didn't see his face, but the stunned silence on the phone was enough. He met us at the hospital, and the police had to take a statement from him. After Arabella was checked over, they said, which is Hitilla, that he is legally responsible for her, well, at least for now, and he would need to take her home. Which, okay, very terrible circumstances how we got here, but it kind of is a silver lining, like you were saying earlier, that
Yeah.
he is definitely going to have full custody of this child and not have that
dude.
terrible mother around.
Imagine he married this woman.
Yeah, dude.
OP, thank you for playing that fun
Yeah.
prank a while ago, because
Thank you.
you saved this man
Sorry
and
you
his
had
baby.
to get attacked in the way, on the,
Yeah.
downfall, but oh
She
my
would do it
gosh.
though. OP would definitely take the hit again if it meant to save his brother-in-law and this baby.
I was released by the hospital and went to mother-in-law's. My husband went home to sort out the wreckage. Brother-in-law came round all apologetic and offered to pay for replacing everything. He kept repeating that he didn't think she was this crazy. I tried to reassure him. He pointed to sleeping Arabella and said, "What am I supposed to do? Bethany and Dalia are likely to be detained for a while. That little girl needs me, but I don't know what to do." He put a small box on the table. It was an over-the-counter paternity kit. Oh, wow. If I do this and she's not mine, then I have a responsibility to inform social services. But then she might get put into a home, and I don't want that for her. But I wouldn't have any legal rights. But if I am her father, then I can keep bonding with her and fight for custody. It's a child's life, an innocent child. That is very true and a very valid worry. I wonder if you'd still be able to adopt the child. Because if the child went into foster care,
Yeah,
then, you would probably be able to adopt her.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Obviously insanely complicated, but I feel like there is a way to do that. We talked about it at length, and he is going to think about it. If he does it, it's at least a 2-week wait for the results. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. It's a cliffhanger, I'm afraid. I'm sat here late on a Saturday night. My face is throbbing, and I'm clinging to my wonderful daughter while I digest the events of today. I apologize for any typos. I'm exhausted and in pain, so not fully with it right now. However, you have all been so supportive, so I wanted to keep you in the loop. I'll update in due course. On the plus side, I'm staying at my mother-in-law's for a couple of days, so I'm definitely getting that Sunday roast she promised, which is in the last story.
Hope he's so optimistic.
Oh my gosh,
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
But we do actually have a small update. Brother-in-law did the test. Oh, now it's a waiting game. No news on Bethany and Dalia, but it's a Sunday, so they're probably tucked away until Monday. Mother-in-law's Sunday roast did not disappoint. It was banging. I've definitely overeaten, and I do not care. And that is the end of that insane story. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just baffled.
You deserve that full belly. Everyone does.
Everyone does, especially you, OP.
I
And
wanna
the
eat
fact
after that.
you went through this, thought on your toes,
Yeah.
came after this.
We're
and
able to fend for yourself, defend yourself
I just-
physically.
The person I worry about the most is this baby.
Yeah.
What's the baby's name again?
Arabella.
Arabella. Yeah, I worry about her so much because this
Yeah.
woman is insane and should
Oh my
be
gosh.
behind bars.
That is so crazy.
If you're OP, if you're here, please update us.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is his.
Really? You don't think it's his?
Actually, it's a toss up. I really don't know. I cannot tell.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it was his, if she was like really trying to baby trap him in this case, because she
Yeah.
wanted to use him originally like for money, basically.
Use him
That's
as
like
cash
it.
cow.
Yeah.
If it honestly, I feel like if it is his, it's for the better because this kid
Mhm.
will be in a better place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It would suck and it wouldn't be the best thing ever, but like
Right.
I think the kid needs a good dad, a good stable person in
Yeah.
their life.
And he's going
Yeah.
to be. And a silver lining about that too is that, you know, originally this girl was like so upset that they had their babies so close together. But now it's kind of a plus because now they are going through all the like first baby stages at the same time that he's going to be, you know, so they can help him out for sure.
Yeah, agreed.
We'll have to keep an eye on it for the third and final
Yeah.
update.
But guys, that's the end of this story.
Oh
Endless
my
episode.
God. What a way to end it.
Yeah, this was beautiful.
Thank you to
End of
whoever
week.
sent that in. Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh.
My estranged sister said I robbed her by not telling her about my daughter's condition.
I don't think I owe you that.
My oldest sister, 36, and I, 39, have always been total opposites. I was the weird introvert who worked 2 jobs all through high school and got out of town as soon as I could. My sister was homecoming queen who married her high school sweetheart and still lives in his grandparents' house. About 13 years ago, my sister and I had a big fight that ended with her telling me to never call her again. By the way, this comes from another Southern mom on the r/Charlotte Dobre's YouTube subreddit, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Angie.
And OP says, in those 13 years, I have gone either low contact or no contact with most of the rest of my family. My sister, from what I've learned in the last week, has gone no contact with our entire family except for one cousin. Here's the issue. Earlier this year, my oldest, 14 female, was diagnosed with a life-changing, not life-risky, condition that is genetic. Her doctor advised that I should tell my siblings and any first cousins. I told my younger siblings straight off. One is set against kids, and this has just reinforced it, and was able to get in touch with all of my cousins by the end of March. I tried to reach her a couple of different ways, but no dice. So I shrugged and moved on. Last month, my daughter's godmother started a GoFundMe to help pay for a summer camp for kids with her condition. She was able to go and have a great time, and someone from my hometown shared it on one of their local Facebook pages with a description of her condition, including the fact that it can be hereditary. My sister lost her crap. She started blasting me on Facebook and Insta and telling everyone in her hometown that I didn't even reach out to her to let her know that it was a possibility for concern. Not gonna lie, I really don't care what a bunch of small town hicks think of me, but am I the a-hole? Comment 1 says, not the a-hole. You haven't talked to her in years and you already informed a bunch of people this woman is trying to start something. Why now? I don't know. OP says, because she thrives on drama and I don't give it to her. Honestly, I don't really care, but I'm being told I have to. Comment 2 says, you told multiple family members, but none of them telling her means nobody in your family cares for her because she sucks. Not the a-hole. Update. Now, most of what I know is coming secondhand because obviously I've got enough on my plate to worry about without adding this Delulu lemonade on top. This morning I got a call from our youngest sister, 21. She and I have a standing once-a-month phone call. I see how she's doing in school, first person in our family to get a bachelor's degree. Super proud of her. Hi, Nugget. Hi, Nugget. And she asks about the kids. Then she asks the weird question, have I talked to Mom recently? Here's why it's weird. My youngest sister is my half-sister, so she doesn't talk to my mom all that much. But she is a member of our hometown Facebook page. Apparently, my mom put my sister on blast all over the town's page. According to YS, my mom posted about the fact that not only had she informed my sister of my daughter's condition, so this sister was told. The sister was freaking told.
Oh my gosh.
But the two of them had a long, drawn-out discussion about what it would mean for her kids and their kids. There was a lot more to the post, but it's got nothing to do with this story. Now, I did not know that my mom and older sister talked. The last I knew, older sister had gone no contact with everyone except one cousin who didn't grow up in our town and currently lives overseas. My sister and I talked for a little while longer, and I went about my day. Here's where it gets interesting. Mwahaha.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
My mom's Facebook post was made last night, either just before or just after I posted the original story here on Reddit. At some point during the night, the two of them got into a war on the town Facebook page. Mind you, this is a page that gets maybe 15 posts a week, mainly the weekly farmers market and spottings of the black bear that wanders through town. And then my daughter's godmother got involved, and by got involved, I mean I got a text 2 hours ago that says, "I got you, witch," that I just saw 20 minutes ago. Please don't ask me how a woman who's never been south of the Mason-Dixon found her way onto a Facebook page for a very small southern town, because I got no clue. She's originally from Detroit, and she came with receipts. The first thing my girlfriend did was thank everyone for their very generous donations. She also was able to inform them that since there was such an amazing outpouring of contributions, the camp was able to offer 2 other children financial support. I did not know this because she dealt with everything. I just signed the paper. She then went on to say how sad she was that such a fantastic show of support for a 14-year-old who had such a drastic change in lifestyle was so tainted by the resentment of those not as fortunate to have such a brilliant child in their life. She finished it off by saying how fortunate she was to have such an amazing and talented niece, and posted a picture of the two of them at the camp drop-off. So as it turns out, I don't have to get involved. I really don't care if something else happens, but if it does, I'll let you know. And there are some comments here. Yeah, I guess everyone's like, standing up for you, so it's all right.
That's great. Things are being taken care of, socially at least.
Yeah, that's all you need. You're off the hook.
You're good.
Let everyone else handle it, and you just sit back. Comment 1 says, weird variant here. I am the one with a hereditary condition that won't unalive me, but certainly makes life harder. Only one other family member has taken the information with more than a grain of salt. Awkwardly, that family member has a cousin whose dog has the same condition. The dog gets way more support.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a dog none of my immediate family have ever met because it lives in California. I get that the dog is probably way cuter, but I'm probably never gonna not be salty about it. You did what you could and needed to do. It's not your fault if they were both unreceptive and deceptive about the information. Update 2. Before the update, I just wanted to let everyone know that my daughter got back from camp a few days ago. She had an amazing time, made some great friends all over the country, and a couple from our beloved Queens neck of the woods, and learned some great tips and tricks to deal with her condition. Overall, it was an amazing experience for her, and we look forward to her being able to go next year. Now, cups of loaves, I'll pour the tea. So RODB made friends with some of the grannies in my hometown, like full-on trading recipes and crochet projects, fully integrated herself into the friend group. She even attended church via Zoom last weekend. She called me asking what to Uber Eats deliver food to the after-church potluck and if I knew any of the hymns. Mind you, she's Jewish, and this is a Baptist church that I haven't been to in years. At this point, I think she's the most popular person in a town she's never been to. It's awesome. She's also still a member of the town Facebook page. However, she hasn't posted anything since her big "thank you so much for the support" post. But guess who did? That's right, my sister. Last week, she posted something passive-aggressive about family betrayal and sharing valuable health information that can affect our children. And I guess I'm not the only person she's been crap-talking. Side note, did you know that the account holder of a cell phone can go onto their portal and pull up a log of calls going back as far as 5 years, including blocked numbers? I didn't. but my soon-to-be ex-brother-in-law did. By the way, you should know that you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left. Apparently, one of my daughter's godmother's new knitting circle friends is my brother-in-law's aunt, and according to her, the divorce is nasty. And I guess yesterday he posted everything that the judge won't let him use in the divorce proceedings, including, but not limited to, screenshots of my sister's phone logs without actual phone numbers, and my sister's OF page. I really don't want to know about this one, but I have to suffer, so do you. Text between her and another guy, and some text messages between brother-in-law and the guy that I guess my sister was cheating on him with.
Oh my gosh.
At this point, I think my sister is going to dig her way to China, but I've decided I really don't want to know anymore. I did reach out to my brother-in-law with family medical history, and he and I will stay cordial just in case. So yeah, that's it. I don't think there will be any more in this saga, but as always, we'll see. And that is the end of that story, folks.
That's apparently all we have in this saga.
Dang, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Your sister's a mess, but it seems like
Yeah.
you got a lot of people on your side, so
Yeah.
that's all that
Apparently.
matters.
My goodness.
I want my sister-in-law out of my house.
She's not paying the rent.
I, 25 female, have been with my boyfriend, 27 male, for 3 years. He moved in with me last year. Everything was going great until last Christmas, when his parents announced they were selling the family home and downsizing, but they wanted to go on one of those 6-month-long cruises around the world. Fine, whatever. They can do whatever they want. By the way, this comes from Dramatic Sandwich 17. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So OP says, except they have a younger daughter, Emma, who's 18. Completely unbeknownst to me, my boyfriend had agreed to let Emma live with us until she moved away to university. This led to a lot of fights between me and my boyfriend because I didn't want Emma living with us. Despite all this, she moved in after the house sold in February. It has been heck. Number one, I would like to know why you're not about this. I mean, I get some siblings can't.
Some people just
live
want their
together.
space, you know?
Keon, how is it living with your sibling?
Ask Dakota.
No, I'm asking you.
I love her, but I could live without her.
Okay. What do you live with any siblings?
Oh, my siblings are gone.
What like
It was all right. It'd be like
what do you mean gone?
my brother moved out, and then my sister had her kid, and then she moved out.
Oh, got it. I thought
Gone.
sorry.
Oh, no.
Just the
no.
way you said that. Yeah.
no,
living with
not
siblings
that
is tough.
morbid. No.
But I would like to know a little context between their relationship. I don't.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I can't do it. I don't know.
Some people just like their private space, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's not OP's siblings, so
Yeah.
they don't have that kind of bond or that familiarity.
Yeah, and the age gap is Emma's 18 and OP's like 29, I think 27. She's 27.
27. Boyfriend's 27.
That's a 10-year gap.
Yeah.
That's like you're in very different stages of your life.
For starters, our house might have 3 bedrooms, but only one was used as a bedroom. One is my home office, and the other was a gym for me and my boyfriend. Emma turned the gym into her room. I don't like the way she's put that. And now a lot of our equipment is in storage. I hate having Emma here, as she's a total brat and doesn't contribute to anything to the house. Okay, there we go.
She ain't paying the mortgage.
The second Emma turned 18, she was out with friends, coming back wasted at 3 a.m. and waking up my dogs as she clattered into the house, normally with an equally wasted friend. For the first month of her living with us, she would steal my stuff constantly. Skincare, hair care, perfume, clothes, anything. I now have a lockable box for toiletries, so she can't get to them.
She'll find a way. If she wants those toiletries, she will absolutely break that box.
She has lost 6 different sets of house keys since moving in, and I've had to have the lock changed twice due to various issues. She refuses to do anything I ask her to do because she's busy. She doesn't have a job, so how is she busy? She also refuses to eat anything I cook and will demand we order takeout instead. I have asked her repeatedly for meal ideas, and even if I make that exact meal, she refuses to eat it, claiming it didn't taste right. There's something missing here. Do you see it?
I'm just shocked at like everything that this is going. Like OP doesn't want to live with sister, was not consulted, and sister's going out getting trashed and wasted, stealing stuff. Like, okay, I think the thing that's missing is, where is OP's husband and the older brother? in all of this?
Yeah, or OP's boyfriend, yeah.
Boyfriend, yeah. Where is said boyfriend in all of this controlling said sister?
Because the boyfriend's like, oh, your sister can move in. Why not?
It's
Weird. Keon, do you see what's missing here?
It's very odd because the sister is just all about her.
Well, she's a total brat. That's always been the case.
But what's missing is communication.
Thank you. There it is. Communication. There is not once have I ever seen we talked. She probably, the only thing she's probably ever done was throw meal ideas around her. Like, hey, if you don't like what I'm cooking, you can tell me what you want to eat and I'll make it for you. That's probably the only thing she's done.
also losing 6 house keys.
Yeah.
That's a safety issue right there. Like if someone knows that you live there and they want to get in the house and they just steal a key from sister, you're in, baby.
Change them locks.
Yikes. And they changed them twice.
6 keys, 2 locks. That's not
Too many.
safe.
That's literally one too many.
Oh, you lost your keys? You can't come back in
Yeah.
till you find them. The breaking point came last weekend when my boyfriend, the dogs, and I went away for the weekend. I was reluctant to leave Emma in the house by herself, but my boyfriend said it would be a great way for her to gain some independence before going back to university.
No.
You say the joke, just don't let the house burn down.
Oh my.
And that's literally, she's going to take that and be like,
It's a challenge.
yeah, I didn't burn down the house.
I didn't burn down the house. The other person did. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Big mistake. We came back on Sunday evening to a trashed house and a hungover Emma sleep in her room. I had to get a professional cleaner in on Monday to tackle the worst of the mess after I spent half the night cleaning. I'm done. I want her out of the house. I thought I could deal with this until she moved away in September, but I can't, especially now that she's talking about putting her place on hold for a year so she can go traveling and use our house as a base.
Ooh.
No, you can't do what the parents are doing. Come on. Also, Amy Dean, is boyfriend stupid? Party? Yeah. Oh, I would like to talk to the boyfriend here. Why is he super nice guy and not actually seeing what's going on?
I would be very mad at her, but at the end of the day, boyfriend was like, nah, like this will be fine, right? I would just turn to him and be like,
You're cleaning this up.
so
Boyfriend has confrontation and boundary issues.
Ugh,
Boyfriend just doesn't want to have a fight about it
I guess.
and doesn't want to be the bad guy.
No, I want her gone, out, and as soon as possible. True, she has nowhere else to go, as her parents aren't back from their cruise until the end of August. But I don't care. I want her gone. I've talked to my boyfriend about this, and he won't budge because Emma is family, and he can't punt her out. So would I be the a-hole if I punt her out? Okay, I think I'm a little unclear here. Emma is the boyfriend's sister or OP's sister? You can go to Dingaspot and hit the voice.
Oh, it's working now?
It's the boyfriend's sister.
Oh, okay.
It
Okay.
is the
Yeah,
boyfriend's-
so that's,
yeah,
that's why.
Okay, yeah. So this is boyfriend's issue.
It'd be very weird if it was OP's sister.
I don't know why I thought that.
I mean, if it was, then there's a whole nother issue that we have to investigate there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that is.
we don't
true.
have that right now.
That's weird. So if this girl, your boyfriend's sister's causing all this trouble, so that must mean that the boyfriend gets to clean up after all this and gets to clean up the mess, right?
Yeah, your sister,
Supposed to be.
her mess, your problem.
I mean, do we really think the boyfriend's doing anything except sitting around all day
Dude,
in this situation?
I'm breaking up.
The fact that OP had to pay to get the place cleaned and sister's not paying rent, not helping for food, not contributing to chores, literally doing nothing, not even in school yet.
Yeah.
She's not even in school yet. She just turned 18, waiting to leave for school, and she's doing this.
This is crazy, dude.
This is worse than like a lot of the people I knew who like partied every night and did frats. Like I partied a bit in college, but like we always talked about it. We always cleaned up after it. We took care of it ourselves. Like,
Well, you're a pretty responsible guy.
yeah, that's true. But like,
And your parents raised you well.
I mean, if this is how
These parents said, oh, we're going on a cruise to our house. Good luck finding somewhere to live.
if this is how sis is behaving before she's even in college, oh, this is a bad sign.
Yeah.
Personally, if this is what happened to me, if this is what, with my parents, if they saw this, they wouldn't clean it up. You're like, you're cleaning this up.
Yeah.
That's that. Or you're out. But in this case, cleaning this up and then get out.
Forgot to mention that it's my house. I own it outright with no mortgage, and my boyfriend is not on any official documents. The
Gotcha.
only thing in his name is our Sky TV payments. Everything else is in my name, as I live here before he moved in. He does pay half towards bills, but he just sends the money to me each month. I'm going to try and talk to Emma and my boyfriend's parents. I sent them a text message asking them to call me as soon as possible. I'm also reaching out to Emma and my boyfriend's older sister to see if she will take Emma in for a while. I doubt she will, as they don't get along and she has a 2-year-old, but it's worth a shot.
Those parents are not picking up. They're on a cruise.
Yeah.
They pieced out. They don't want to deal with sister anymore. That's your problem now.
Well, she's 18. She can.
Yeah, she's her own problem now. And then
Yeah.
brother decided, oh no, she's our problem now.
Edit 2. I'm such a gosh darn idiot. Firstly, thanks to all the comments, I've realized that my boyfriend is not the person I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh. Secondly, I managed to have a video call with my boyfriend's parents, and
Oh.
wow, just wow. First of all, they have been sending Emma 700 pounds a month to cover her living with us, and I haven't seen a penny of it.
So she was supposed to be paying rent.
At least a little bit.
That's where the alcohol money's coming from.
Their mom mentioned that I could take the cleaner fee out of Emma's money, and I asked what money she meant because Emma doesn't have a job. She laughed and said, oh, ha ha ha, this 700 pounds we send Emma each month to cover all her expenses while she lives with you. They've been sending Emma money, and she was supposed to be giving this money to us to cover everything. Either Emma has been keeping it or she's given it to my boyfriend, and he hasn't said a word. I don't even think the boyfriend knows about this. Unless he does. Oh, gosh.
Maybe
He
might. No,
maybe.
I don't think he does. But if he does, he sees sister as like a meal ticket and he's taking the money. Or maybe they're splitting it.
Oh, gosh.
They might be splitting the money.
Surprisingly, her parents are furious that I haven't seen any of this money. And they are sending me a bank transfer of 4,200 pounds to cover the money Emma should have been giving us since February.
Good on the parents.
How much is that in dollars?
I can look it up.
I'm going to say 6,000. I don't know what euros. Sorry, I was thinking of euros to pounds. It's probably, I would say 6,000.
That's around 5,000. 600. Right now.
Okay.
Okay, so
600.
about 6,000.
Okay.
Roughly.
They are sending it to my personal account. Then I can do with it what I see fit. I was brutally honest on the call and said that I can't have Emma staying here with us any longer. Yes, she might leave in September, but what if she doesn't get the results she needs for university and has to defer? Or if she takes a gap year? I'm not putting up with this for another year. Their mom is going to talk to her sister, see if Emma can stay there until they get back at the end of August. For those wondering, yes, they have a house all lined up for when they return. They will not be living with us when they get back. I'm going to have a serious talk with my boyfriend this evening. And now I'm rethinking our whole relationship. If he tries to fight over Emma staying, then it's over. A lot of the comments in this post have made me realize that I have been a doormat to this man since Emma moved in. Also, that I should have been charging him rent, and I'm not standing for it anymore. So, wish me luck, people of Reddit. Wish me luck. And we have some comments. Okay, so about the house. It's my house. I inherited it from my grandparents when they passed away a few years ago, so it's mine outright. My boyfriend contributes half towards the bill and stuff, but I haven't got around to putting him on any official documents yet. I doubt I'll bother now. I would not put anyone on official documents until we got a ring involved.
Even then,
You don't think so?
it's
if you're married,
it's OP's house though. It's
Yeah.
from the grandparents. Putting him on the title or any deeds to the property complicates it because then like he didn't help buy the house.
yeah.
If you break up, then he is entitled to half of that house, which he did nothing for. In this instance, if you're buying the house together,
I'm just saying if they ever were talking about papers.
But
marriage.
if they are buying the house together, fine, put your name on it. But even if they get married, if it's OP's house
yeah,
that they got from family, don't put his name on it.
yeah, just make it
don't.
crazier.
That's gonna set you up for trouble later.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if it was me and like someone else and I was marrying someone else, they had a house. Like it's not my house, it's your house.
Got it.
I'm living there, we're married, but this is yours.
Yeah.
If you want to put me in the will eventually, fine, but I'm not pressuring you to put me on your title for this house because I did nothing to earn it.
He was furious when he came home last weekend, but also chalked it up to Emma just being a teenager and having fun. I'm swiftly realizing he's not the person I want to be spending the rest of my life with. Commenter info, who pays for all her stuff? The locks, the cleaners, the takeouts. Why do you clean up whole night? And what did your boyfriend and the culprit do? Were there any other consequences for her? What does your boyfriend say about the situation? Opie says, my boyfriend paid for the locks to be changed as I refused. I paid for the cleaner, and I assume my boyfriend pays for her food as I don't. Commenter, I'm laughing only because I don't understand how you dealt with this for so long. Not the a-hole. Respectfully, you can't seriously want to be living with someone that's controlling what you want done in your home. What you say goes into discussion. Opie says, honestly, I don't know how I haven't gone crazy yet. I think I assumed it would get better since she's be gone by September. I also didn't think she'd be this much of a brat. And to a downvoted commenter, Opie says, at the same time, put yourself in Emma's place. Her parents took off for 6 months and left her. She's been abandoned by her own parents, apparently a little before she turned 18. That sucks, and she's likely acting out due to that. There is nothing like feeling unwanted by your own parents. The parents don't seem to want Emma, and she knows that. That's why she's talking about staying with you for the next year. I'd feel sympathy for her, but they have spoiled her for years. Believe me, they have never made that girl feel unwanted. And another commenter says, both can go, and why didn't he clean up himself and have him pay for the professional cleaning services? Smells of AI, not the a-hole. Opie says he was talking to Emma and watching the dogs while I was cleaning. He apparently asked Emma to apologize to me, but it fell on deaf ears as I still haven't had an apology for nearly over a week. I paid for the cleaner. He paid for the locks to be changed.
He should still pay for the cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your sister.
It's crazy. Again, just back to what I said with my parents. If I didn't clean it up, they would just get the trash and put it in my room. I'm not kidding.
I had a friend, anytime a roommate would leave dishes in the sink, he would get all the dishes and put them on his bed.
I used to, yeah.
He said he has to deal with this before he goes to sleep.
I did that in college with one of my roommates. I was like, all right, I'm not washing these. I put them in front of his room.
There was a one time when I first moved in my apartment, there was a bowl. I was gone for a little bit because I was doing camp stuff, but there was a bowl that was in the sink, a blue bowl that was not cleaned. I came back weeks later. That bowl was still there in the same spot.
Ooh, with mold on it probably.
No, thankfully not, but I dumped it out and the worst smell of my life just wafted up. And it's like, no one's going to clean this. Good God. Okay, I'm going to clean it. And every second of it was pure torture for my nostrils.
Yeah.
Yikes. Lou, your mom did this to you?
I feel like for sis, though, it's like, you're a guest. Did their parents not teach you how to be respectful? Like,
No.
you have nowhere else to go.
Gosh, no.
Like, do you not realize that you got to be on your best behavior because people can kick you out? You don't live there.
You're a guest. There's a little comment about the party. So how much of a mess did she make? It sounds like she had a bunch of people over without telling you guys about it. It also wouldn't surprise me if the missing keys go to her friend, since she feels like brother's things are her things. Opie says she had some of her old school friends over and friends from her college course. I'm guessing roughly 30 to 35 teenagers. The mess was a lot. My kitchen and living room were full of empty bottles, cans, and snacks. All the rugs downstairs had to be clean. The staircase carpet had to be clean, and both bathrooms. Luckily, there was no permanent damage. Underage drinking. We're in the UK, so the legal drinking age is 18. Dog's okay. The dogs were with us. I never go away without them. We have an update. Can we get a poll real quick? Does OP break up or stay with the boyfriend?
Break up?
She's definitely gonna break up.
I say break up. She should if she doesn't, because he's enabling. He has no spine. He does not care. He's well. Imagine that man trying to parent.
Oh gosh.
Imagine that man trying to parent.
Oh,
those kids are gonna run roughshod over that. He's playing good cop. He's forcing OP to play bad cop. That never works. There's no united front between them. The man's cooked. Get rid of him.
yeah.
This man is trash.
I agree.
Should have been thrown out with all the stuff in the party.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna break up, Keon?
Oh, 100%. As long as he keeps doing the same pattern of letting the sister take control of him, he's not doing anything about the problem.
Yeah.
I see no reason why not to.
True. And we have 100%, 14, 15 votes, 16 votes of breakup.
It's counting.
And counting. Keep voting, guys. Next day, I sat down with both my boyfriend for this update, we're calling him Tom, and Emma last night, and laid down the law. I said that Emma needed to go, and I couldn't put up with her attitude and her disrespect any longer. For those wondering if Tom knew about the money, he did.
They were splitting. That's my prediction. They were splitting the cash.
Oh my gosh. He wasn't keeping it, but he knew about it. He thought it would be a great chance for Emma to learn about budgeting and responsibilities. Doesn't she have a great role model to look after?
Excuse me, sir, but are you stupid?
I said that the evidence has proved that she hasn't learned crap. And if you give an 18-year-old 700 pounds a month that she hasn't worked for, she's going to go nuts with it. If Tom thought that that would teach her any kind of responsibility, then he's dumber than I was for putting with either one of them. By the way, you can deal with us every weekday, every single minute of the day on your favorite podcast platform. Just go to OK Storytime on Apple, iHeartRadio, or Spotify. Press play, and we're literally here for 70 days straight. You can't get rid of us.
That is the opposite of doing something dumb with your life.
Any last predictions before we finish this?
I think brother flips out, tries to call the bluff, and then she breaks it off.
Okay.
I think OP just breaks up with him. There's no if this is what my boyfriend said, I'd be like, you are so dumb. I'm done with you. I'm done.
Yeah, I feel like Tom and sister are gonna find an apartment together.
Yeah, I think OP's gonna have a crash out and be like, this is my house. Get out.
Yeah.
Like literally get out.
Get out right now, please.
Right now.
Get out. Emma tried to defend herself because saying that she thought living with me would be a chance to bond and how I could become another sister for her. And the tears are going down. I fired back with, if this is how she treats her sibling, then it's no wonder that her actual sister doesn't even like her.
Oh, that's a burn.
Mean, but fair. As far as my relationship goes, I think I'm done. I've told Tom that I need some space and to seriously think about this relationship, as this whole ordeal has shaken me. Emma is going to stay with her aunt, and Tom is too. Their aunt is driving over tomorrow to get Emma and her stuff. Tom is going with them and staying there for a week or so. When he's back, we'll have a proper sit down and talk through everything. My boy Keon, did they talk through everything? Could we see?
I'm gonna check.
I think that they broke up.
I hope they broke up.
Me too.
Dude, imagine having I would say about $800 a month. Imagine having $850 a month at 18.
Oh, that was like me when we had pandemic. I was getting, because I got laid off because you don't need an events reporter at a newspaper if there's no events to go to. So I got laid off. And then when my stimulus check, you know what I did with it?
What?
Stacks of comic books.
That a boy.
Although that did help me get my current job because I was reading a lot of DC. And so I knew DC. So eventually it got me hired at my current job because I was doing social media for DC Comics.
Okay. I got a small update. I'm just reading.
Oh!
It's very tiny. Okay.
Woo! So, Opie says, hi everyone. I meant to post this on Monday, but I've been busy, so here it is now. Emma and my boyfriend, Tom, for this update, both left last week and went to stay with their aunt. Emma is staying there until her parents are back. Tom was staying there for a week to give me space. Tom came around Saturday evening so we could talk about a relationship and everything. Long story short, I broke up with him.
Good job.
Let's go! Reading all the comments have made me realize that I'd been walked all over by him and his sister for far too long. Enough was enough. He's been back and forth over the last few days to get his stuff, and I think he's staying at a friend's house while he looks for a place to rent. Obviously, I'm sad about the breakup because I did think I'd spend the rest of my life with Tom, but this whole situation has made me realize that I need to be selfish and put myself first for once in my life. That's not selfish. You're totally fine, OP.
Self-care is care.
Exactly. As for Emma, she's on a strict curfew and money will be sent to her aunt to cover for her expenses. Her aunt has said she's on a 3-strike policy, but to be honest, I don't care anymore. Emma's not my responsibility and never should have actually been one. The money Tom and his parents sent me has been used in 2 parts, covering all the expenses Emma racked up like cleaning bill, etc., and a very nice spa trip for me. Some friends are coming with me, and we all can't wait. My parents are going to look over the dogs for us. I booked myself a full body massage and a champagne afternoon tea. So yeah, that's my update. I'm single and have my house back. Honestly, I couldn't be happier despite the breakup. Thanks for everyone who left comments and helped me find my backbone. Honestly,
This is a happy ending.
this is the best update you could have got, girl.
Good for you.
You got your house back. You got your gym home back. You got your office space.
You get to go on a spa trip with your buds, and your parents are watching the dog.
Yes. You get to do butt workouts and Pilates, whatever girls in yoga in your house again. She's going to live her best life.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine flexing. I have my own house.
Yeah, you got your sanity back.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Guys, that's the end of that story.
My best friend's sister planned to ruin her wedding, but I managed to stop it.
Stop the ruining of the wedding.
I, 42 female, attended my bestie Anna's wedding this summer. She and her new hubby have been together almost a decade and decided to get married a little over a year ago. There's a lot of drama in Anna's family just by nature. She knows it, I know it, we all know it. And by the way, we're all going to know that this comes from user OneField5234 on the r/Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Angie.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Sophia, says Riley.
I'm Riley.
And OP, for context, Anna and I have been friends since 2006, in our mid-20s, when we met in a popular vacation town and immediately decided we would be best friends, a la meeting a kindergarten bestie. You know, when you spot each other and immediately are like, I'll take that one. Yeah. We live about 1,000 miles apart, though. Because of this, I haven't actually met the majority of her family. I've met her parents, her partner, and her now stepdaughter, but never her sister, Marie, until the wedding. About 6 months ago, Anna told me she wanted me to be her matron of honor, but she couldn't because Marie was going to have a fit if it wasn't her. She didn't want Marie to stand up with her or control anything wedding related. She and her fiance decided the only person who would be standing up with them was his daughter, her stepdaughter to be. I was completely fine with this. I'm not big on attention, and the last 2 weddings I've been in, I was part of a massive bridal party, so I could fade into the background a bit. I was more than happy just being there to help on her wedding day. No labels needed. Well, the week arrived. I flew in about a week early and met the other not bridesmaid first thing. We immediately bonded over the anti-Marie dialogue that ensued. Here is some context. Marie is high maintenance. Like every holiday, family event, vacation, etc., has to be catered to her. She's the younger of the two, and if Anna gets even a shred of attention that should be devoted to her, the tantrum is legendary. Like, goes no contact on other people's birthdays because she can't acknowledge that it's not her day level tantrum. She's just a little child.
Just a little baby bride.
She's just a child saying, oh, mommy, 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 no, it has to be about me. It has to be about me, mommy.
It's my day, mummy.
No, mommy.
No.
It's like, you're 35. So, we all knew what was coming if she showed up, which we didn't actually know would happen until she physically walked into the venue. She managed to get into town a day early and came to the pre-wedding barbecue the bride and groom were hosting. That's where it started.
Dun, dun, dun.
She had far too much to drink and then started crying about how Anna, quote, never wanted her here and was making sure she knew it. For the record, I was with Anna and Marie all day, and Anna did nothing to her that would have even suggested this. She had been friendly, kind, and accommodating despite the barbs she was getting about her complexion and hair that day. She is, of course, beautiful, but whatever. Then, in the middle of the party, she started sobbing and stormed off. It took half the attendees 2 hours to find her hiding under the desk. It's elevated. She wasn't like in a crawl space, where she could hear us looking everywhere for her. People even got in their cars to drive down the darkening, winding road to make sure she wasn't wandering into traffic. Then, the wedding day came. The first red flag was Marie needing to get her hair done. Anna arranged for her to have a last-minute appointment with them, Anna, their mom, and Anna's stepdaughter, and Marie made them so late that Anna had to do her own makeup. This wasn't that big of a deal. Originally, Marie was going to do it since she's a MUA, which I hadn't known at the time. And now I can only imagine how that would have gone. More importantly, they showed up at the venue with Marie still in her casual clothes. I was already at the venue. I was responsible for setting up the place settings, favors, and centerpieces. It was me and the other not bridesmaid running around, putting stuff together while the event planner Anna worked with handled the vendors. When Marie asked what she could do, we gave her tasks and then secretly went to other people and gave them to them as well, with the instruction to wait a few minutes to see if Marie actually did it. She never once did the task we gave her. Fine, we planned for that. As the time approached, we all started to filter out to get dressed. Marie vanished. She was gone for almost an hour. The ceremony was supposed to start at 2:30. At 1:30, there was a call for formal photos for the family of the bride and groom. Marie was not there. She showed up minutes before 2 in a white dress with small lemons on it. The wedding was tiki themed. The colors were bright orange and bright green. Everyone was asked to dress in their best tiki party garb. All around us were people dressed in bright vacation clothes, Hawaiian shirts and flowy dresses everywhere. The bride was wearing a pinup inspired white dress with lace sleeves, and Marie was wearing a pinup inspired white dress with tiny lemons on it.
You don't wear a white dress to a wedding unless it's yours.
Marie is not allowed into the venue.
It's just like, I don't know why we keep getting so many stories where people don't know that rule. What's that about?
I'm not like, I don't even know, red wine's getting on that dress immediately.
It's just it.
Like, I won't even,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to hide it. I'm going to walk right up to her with the red wine. I'm not OP, I'm OP's friend.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm
Maid-
OP's
maid of
friend.
honor kind of stuff.
OP's ride or unalive.
Yeah.
You walk up to her sister with the red. You just look at her with a glass of red wine in your hand, and you go, splash.
Oh, oops. I tripped. Standing completely still.
Looks like you'll have to wear something else, Marie.
Yeah.
From then on, it was a series of things. She tried to change the playlist from the one Anna had curated. When she couldn't change it, she tried to get the bartenders to let her behind the bar to add music. She wanted to draw all over the newly restored 1969 Morris Minor 1000 Traveler that Anna and her husband have spent over a year working on. This has been blatantly shut down already before the wedding. Immediately after the father-daughter dance, she privately threw a fit to their dad that Anna got a dance and she didn't, maybe because she's literally the bride. She tried to take the MC's microphone 3 separate times without any reason. There were no speeches requested by the bride and groom, literally because of her. Every single time, she was thwarted by me or the other not bridesmaid. At the end of the wedding, Marie came up to me and thanked me for being a better sister to Anna than she ever had. And you know what? I said, "You're welcome." I know she was expecting me to coddle her and tell her she was a great sister and that Anna loves her. But you know what? I had lied enough that day by saying she was welcome at the wedding. And that's how I made sure my bestie had the best wedding she could possibly have. Comment number 1. Even the parents seem normal. How did the sister end up with so much main character energy? Some people just baffle me. OP replies, "Oh no, I left it out for character count, but their mom is just as awful. She spent the whole week complaining that nothing at the wedding was what she wanted. I will never understand that. It's not your wedding, dude.
Yeah.
It's not your wedding. It's your daughter's wedding.
Yeah.
Not yours.
Come on, girl.
You already had yours.
Chill out.
What are you talking about?
That's all. That's all it is.
You get that one. When you get divorced and get remarried, you get a second one.
Yeah.
Are you the one marrying your daughter's husband? No. You shut your mouth. Comment number 2. What was done about Marie's white dress? OP says, unfortunately, nothing. I went to Anna to check in, and she was like, what color would you say Marie's dress is? She was super chill and calm. I told her I understood, and we would do something if she needed to, or if she needed us to. Earlier that week, the other not bridesmaid and I had already discussed having her removed if needed, but my bestie gave true main character energy and said, don't worry about it. She doesn't matter. So we left it alone. Everyone there knew Anna, and no one had met Marie, so it was a non-issue. I suspect it really bugged Marie that no one mentioned it. Reply, she can have the photographer change the color. Puce is good. Is that like a mixture between puke and chartreuse?
Yeah, can you look up what puce is?
Yes.
I forget.
A dark red or purple brown color. A dark red
Okay.
or purple brown color.
Nice.
It's
I
an
mean,
adjective
sure, that's
or
good,
noun.
but it's not the theme of the wedding. But
Not the
still a
theme.
good color.
Comment 3. I so wanted you to accidentally spill red wine on it. OP said, we would have if there was wine. It was at a brewery, and legally they could only sell their own drinks and 0% alcohol beverages. So nothing was dark enough to make a difference. Comment number 4. I never understood why people give in to attention-seeking behavior. As in, Marie wandered away and the world stopped to find her. If everyone just carried on, she would have become bored and re-emerged. Yes, probably screaming and crying that nobody cared. However, if that did not get a reaction, I'm guessing Marie would stop with the theatrics. Let her scream and pout. As I told my children when they were young, I understand you are upset and need to cry. That is fine. Please take care of that in your bedroom. I'm happy to talk to you once you get it out of your system. Really, sometimes we do need to just cry, but we do not need to be the center of attention. That's a Marie issue that others are enabling. OP says the only people who searched for her were the bride's family because they're used to doing it. The rest of us were like, that sucks. Pass me a drink. And there's an update.
Uh-oh, what even is there to say left in this story? The wedding happened. Is she causing just more trouble?
I don't know. I think there needs to be some level of like intervention.
Yeah.
If this is how Marie is, it's like she needs therapy. She needs something.
You're like, are you okay?
She is unwell. She's clearly not.
Yeah.
She's clearly not. She's never okay.
Yeah.
She makes that very clear all the time.
Yeah.
So let's get into this update. So let's get into Anna's family a bit. Anna is in her mid-40s, and she's been in a long-term relationship for all of her 20s that was toxic. After she and her ex split, she really grew into herself. She is this vivacious, opinionated, amazing woman who honestly couldn't give a flying F what people think about her, and I love that. Her partner, now husband, Ted, is an amazing dude. As most Teds are. They're both giant nerds with niche tastes, and once they claim you, there is no escape. That all being said, Anna and Marie's mom, Tori, is a lot.
Ruh-roh.
I love the woman, trust me, but she's never wrong, regardless of who's actually right. She is tiny and loud. From the moment Anna and Ted got engaged, it's been all about how long she's waited for this. So, obviously, it was going to go badly. As I mentioned in my other post, Anna and I live about 1,000 miles apart. I also have a kid, multiple health issues, and a complicated job, so getting together has been a struggle. Years ago, I traveled for work, and I got to see Anna probably once a month. But since 2020, that has stopped. I've seen her twice in 5 years, with the most recent trip before the wedding being in 2023. Her mother lives about 7 hours drive from her and visits regularly. When we were planning my trip up, Anna asked me if I could come up early and stay with her. She wanted to catch up before the wedding stuff happened, and I wanted to help where I could, so I flew up a week early to spend time with her. Tori had been at her house about a month before the 2 weeks. During that time, she tried to force Anna into a seating chart. It was open seating at the reception, and talk her out of her catering choice. She also complained about not getting to go to Anna's hair test because she wanted to give the hairdresser some pointers. Hey, that's unnecessary. Thanks, Mom. You're not needed here.
What? This is a professional that we've got working here. Don't worry about it.
When I arrived on Monday, I immediately got to work taking the burdens off of Anna. We started a group chat with the wedding planner and the 2 friends who were helping. Then I booted Anna. We made sure that everything we needed was accounted for, and one of them revealed that Tori had reached out to her to try to provide a seating chart to one of the wedding planners. Tuesday, Anna and I drove 2 hours for her final fitting. On the way, Tori called and complained that she hadn't heard from me or the girls about the seating chart she provided. Anna calmly explained there was no need for a seating chart, and Tori got defensive, again claiming she had waited her whole life for this and no one was going to mess it up by sitting in the wrong place.
Is that really going to mess it up, girl? Come on.
Anna tried to tell her that there was no seating chart, and Tori started crying. So I told Tori I would text her and hung up Anna's phone. Tori texted Anna telling her to call back when she wasn't driving. Anna completely forgot because on the way home she got car sick and took a long nap. The next morning, Tori called, hysterical, claiming she had called all the hospitals in the area because the only reason Anna wouldn't call her back was because she was passed away on the side of the road. Mind you, she never texted me back and never tried to call Anna again the previous day. She once again was crying and saying how she wasn't even invited to the fitting of the dress, even though she had been waiting for this day her entire life. The dress fitting was at Anna's seamstress's house, and it was literally a try-on. Wednesday came. Tori and her husband, the kindest, quietest man you'll ever meet, arrived. Immediately, Tori gave me a huge hug and then began backhandedly commenting about how I had been there so much longer than the mother of the bride. It had been 2 days, with me flying in around 4 p.m. Monday, and then Anna sleeping for 4 hours Tuesday. But sure, so much longer. Mind you, I had spent the time I was there hot gluing moss to flower arrangements and emotionally supporting Anna as she painted complicated nail art. But sure, technically I was there longer. Immediately, Tori tried to get me on board with the seating chart idea. I shut her down and reminded her to compliment her daughter's nails because they had taken her 2 days to finish. Then she what?
I know somebody that would take 2 days to finish nails.
Hey,
But
You
what do
mean
they
very
look like?
complicated nails.
I just mean, what do? Please elaborate. What kind of nails do you have that take 2 days?
Well, I've never taken 2 days. Riley's crazy.
You've taken a
not-
whole day.
yeah, that was the plural you.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
in general.
Right. Some people, there are some nail artists that like actually go crazy on nails, like full on mini, just absolute works of art, like detailed faces and all this kind of stuff. So that stuff I could see taking multiple days. So I'm not sure what these were. It doesn't seem like regular, like, oh, I'm just going to do some swirls. That doesn't seem like the kind of nail art. It's probably some sort of like very detailed thing. Maybe she does that like
Yeah,
as a hobby or professionally even.
she's probably goated.
Yeah.
Then she started in about Marie and Anna's choices. Highlights include, are you sure Marie can't stand up with you? Yes. I haven't heard from Marie. Do you know if she's coming? No. Will there be a chance for Marie to help with anything? Nah. Where is Marie sleeping? A hotel Ted and Anna were paying for, which she already knew. Where are your real shoes? You can't wear those. How are you doing your hair? Not up, I hope. You really need a head table for you and Ted. How else are people going to chat with you? I don't know. Walk up to them? Wild, I know. Her opinions fell to the cake flavors, the color of Anna's nails, the dress she was wearing, to the barbecue the next day, the type of drinks served at the venue, limited selection because it was a brewery, and they can only serve their own beverages, all delicious, by the way. She wanted to rearrange the centerpieces, organize the favors a different way, and comment on the colors. Every single thing was bookended by, I've been waiting my whole life for this day. You've been waiting your whole life for your daughter's wedding?
Yeah, come on. Especially when like not it's I can understand saying that about the actual wedding day, but about little days like this that are involved, you don't need to. I don't think you've been waiting every day or your whole life for that.
No.
I don't think so.
Entitled.
Yeah.
She kept referring to Ted's daughter as her future step-granddaughter and the only grandchild she would ever have. Like, woman, they've been together since this kid was 5, and this is a surprise to you now? She would make sure to say it loudly and pointedly. Friday rolls around. Marie shows up. Thankfully, Tori was at the hotel most of the day, handling that mess. We still managed to get a few wish I was there, I've been dreaming, blah, 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 blah texts from her. Wedding day rolls around. Everything is happening. They show up on time, thank whatever tiki gods were watching over us, and she looks lovely. The officiant shows up, and they're talking. He must have mentioned that Anna and Ted are having a hand fasting ceremony, and Tori makes a beeline for me. She is adamant that they don't do it, like red-faced and furious. They didn't mention it to her. She didn't approve it. I'm like, girl, this isn't your call. You have zero say. Anna wants a hand fasting. She gets a hand fasting. She starts talking about how it's bad luck and pagan rituals don't belong in church, to which I pointed out, we're at a brewery. By the way, you know what a pagan ritual is? Christmas trees. Idiot. Gah!
Yeah.
I would just do that. I go.
Yeah, this is not, we don't need to freak out over this right now. Just need to freak out back to this person. That's the only reasonable freak out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if there's one wedding venue in the world that is completely cool with hand fasting, it is a microbrewery in the middle of nowhere. She is livid, tells me that she can't believe they would do this to her. Mind you, this woman is not religious. Anna and Marie have never once been to church in their lives. Anna was shocked and appalled that I know the Lord's Prayer by heart. Thanks, religious trauma. So where this sudden piety is coming from, I have no idea. I remind Tori that I have the power to remove anyone who tries to change anything from this point forward, and she sulks off to complain to someone else. She gets her crap together, and the ceremony goes off without a hitch. Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought that was the whole point. They were getting hitched.
Aww. Oh, now I want to learn about the etymology of hitch.
Slap that knee 3 times for that.
That was pretty good.
Each time hurt more than the last. By the way, you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you can listen to over 71 days worth of stories. It's 24 hours times 71. Over 50, it's over 1,580 hours.
Did you just do
It's a
that
lot.
math right now in your brain?
What if I said yes?
I wouldn't believe you.
Okay. Okay, there's a little bit more left here. Let's go ahead and just obliterate it. Afterwards, she comes to me and tells me that she's so glad it's done and she can relax because planning this wedding has been one of the most stressful things in her life. Cool. I can't feel my feet. I have heat blisters on my fingers from the glue. And I'm still watching Marie like a hawk in case she manages to get the microphone. But sure, Tori's stressed. But, and I cannot stress this enough, I am so happy that I got to be there for my bestie and make sure she had the best day. And that is the end
Amazing.
of that story.
My sister-in-law isolated my brother, and I'm finally done trying.
Sometimes that's what happens.
Hi, I love listening to your stories, and this comes directly from the r/OK Storytime subreddit. You guys help me so much with my mental health. Keep it up. Some of the stories make me feel like my life is pretty normal after all. LOL. I'm 33 female with only one brother, 31 male. We grew up really close, only being 18 months apart. We literally did everything together. As we matured, we distanced ourselves, but I think we always viewed each other as our confidants or most trusted other human when times got tough. By the way, this comes from Courageous Ram 497, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
And I'm Keon.
And OP says, our parents' relationship was and still is one of the most toxic ones I've ever seen in my life. So learning what a healthy relationship is was a struggle for me and clearly him. He met his now wife, 30 female, about 8 years ago. They have been through some lows and highs in their relationship, but I've seen this woman literally fly every red flag in the book, short of unaliving someone. Despite knowing this and literally warning him about it, I stood up for him at their wedding as he requested. Here are some massive red flags I've witnessed over the years. She had a drinking problem early in the relationship, talks about every single person she interacts with behind their backs, extremely controlling behaviors, especially with my brother, treats dogs like garbage, pushed kids on my brother when he wasn't ready and they weren't even married yet, accused my mother of being incestuous with my brother because she and my bro had a close relationship and she helped him start up his extremely successful business. That's crazy. She has made inappropriate and possessive comments to him, saying things like, "You belong to me and only me." I was out to lunch with him once and she texted him asking, "What's taking so long? Are you flirting with the waitress?" She listens to all of his phone calls. He is not allowed to go anywhere for very long without her company. My brother told me she has been caught emotionally cheating, schmexting other dudes at least twice that I know of. Well, at least we know that all of her behavior is her projecting. Wild.
Yeah, big facts.
I could keep going, but these are just some massive red flags. To be clear, I literally told my bro that these are super toxic behaviors. He's young. I wouldn't choose to marry her if it were me, but he did it anyway out of fear of being alone. I always try to get along with sister-in-law despite her red flags, as I didn't want to give her any reasons to cut contact with me. For the most part, we got along, even though I disagreed with her behaviors a lot of the time. Slowly, she has been distancing me and him, and actually him, from my entire side of the family. I believe she is isolating him for more control. When I found out they were pregnant less than a year after they got married, I grieved so hard because I knew I would never see this kid, and it was a lifetime of commitment for my brother to this woman. I was absolutely terrified for him. As predicted, this was the case. I've only seen their kid maybe 3 times, and he'll be 2 in December. Most times have been at funerals or Christmas or birthdays. I never get invited to their house. My partner and I bought a new house last year, and I've invited, bless you, and I've invited my brother over to see it, but he hasn't come. It's been almost a year and a half. Below is the story of the last straw for me and this woman. I am at my absolute wit's end with her. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid if I just let it go, I'll lose my brother and never have any kind of relationship with his kids. On the other hand, I can't stand her, and I don't want to subject myself to her chaos. I want to protect my peace. I'm 11 weeks pregnant as I write this, and I don't want my kids being exposed to toxic relationships like I was. I want them to know from a young age what is healthy and what is not. I literally have one sibling, so this is terrible. My husband and I decided that we would host a simple Christmas to show our families what work we had accomplished on the house in 6 months. We literally busted our butts preparing for this occasion with new flooring on the main level, painting, etc. It was a ton of work. We are hard workers, though, and we're super proud of our progress. Since I knew my sister-in-law was pregnant with their second, I informed them back in October that we would be hosting a Christmas potluck dinner, games, gift exchange, and she could pick the time to do it as they live 2 hours away and they have a little one. She wanted it at 1:30 p.m. Kind of weird for a dinner time, but if that meant my bro could come and I could see their kids, sure. So be it. We made the plan. They committed. Fast forward to a week before Christmas, my bro calls me out of the blue. He asks if they can just stop in for the gift exchange and leave before dinner. I can hear sister-in-law talking over him in the background and telling him what to say, though he didn't mention that she was on this call. I say, can we move the time to accommodate you better since we're all prepared to bring enough food for everyone? I also say that I never get to see them, so it might be nice to spend some time with them. Sister-in-law starts listing a bunch of excuses about how kids have a certain bedtime, it's far to drive, blah, blah, blah. I can hear sister-in-law say, fine, let's just go and get it over with. This is what she says after I try to accommodate you guys. That's it. I was pissed. I said, sister-in-law, if you don't want to come, why don't you just say it to my face instead of making a bunch of excuses? I also said it's really weird that she's telling my brother what to say when this conversation was supposed to be him and I. All she could say was, you're really weird, like a 4-year-old child. They never showed up for dinner or anything. It was extremely awkward as we all had purchased gifts for everyone, but they weren't there to do the exchange. To add insult to injury, we all spent $250 on one gift for one person at the gift exchange. Everyone received a gift eventually worth approximately this much, except me. I was sent an Amazon package with $20 worth of pajamas in it. Nice. My brother had drawn my name, by the way. Your brother? That sucks. I thought maybe it was her and she just kind of gave you a terrible gift.
It
But
probably
your
was
brother?
her, though.
Well, yeah, she probably did it.
Because this is like a convo with your brother where you she's so unbelievably toxic
Yeah.
towards me,
Seems like OP has tried that.
and for that reason I don't really see myself having a relationship with either of y'all
Yeah.
because she seems to be
Invading every part of our
Yeah.
relationship.
she's sort of managing your whole life and hates me.
Yeah.
So if you're okay with that, then I guess that I have to make my peace with it.
Double insult to injury. Sister-in-law drove all the way to my town on Boxing Day with her mother. They stayed way past 1:30 p.m. in town. WTF. Confirmed for me that she just didn't want to come to our home. Then sister-in-law had the audacity to invite me to their kid's birthday at their place on December 29th. If I say no, then I'm the bad guy, so my husband convinced me to go. I honestly was grieving my bros and my relationship so bad that I could hardly keep it together when we were there. I was so sad and hurt. Plus, I felt unwelcome the entire time we were there. It was awful. The kid only turned 1, so it's not like he could remember anything anyway. So now, approaching almost a year later, I feel like my brother won't stand up to her so we can maintain a relationship. So I'm just left feeling completely isolated from my bro. I can't talk to my brother about it because he just denies that there's a problem. He's so overwhelmed with work obligations and childcare obligations that he's not prioritizing any relationship with me. I don't know what to do. I've been no contact with sister-in-law after this episode, but I know it will just push us away even more. Any advice? And there are some comments, folks. But do you have any comments?
Yeah, no, I already said it.
Yeah,
You can't really.
I agree.
There's not,
I think you've
not much you can
tried
do.
literally everything in your power to convince your brother that she's a problem. And then you've tried everything in your power to be kind and not cause problems and just kind of go with the flow with these people and still she's causing issues. So yeah, there's really not much that you can do on your end. Common One says, sounds like you already tried hard to stay connected and patient with both your brother and sister-in-law, but you're hitting a wall where protecting your own peace, especially now that you're expecting, might need to come first. At this point, the best thing you can do is focus on maintaining a door open for your brother without draining yourself on his wife's behavior. I think that a short, kind message for him directly, not her, can keep a line of communication alive without you chasing or overextending. If your brother continues to deny there is a problem, would you be open to building a relationship just with your nieces and nephews over time, even if it means keeping things very minimal with your sister-in-law? And that is the end of that story. I feel like the problem with the building relationship with nieces and nephews is, I don't know if the sister-in-law would allow that, you know?
Yeah.
I think she would try and, I mean, if she's already getting involved with private calls between you and your brother, I don't know how much she would allow you to have contact with your
Yeah, it's just sort of like
niece and nephew.
you married my number one op, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what's that all about?
What's that all
Why
about?
are we doing that?
You'd be my number one op if you didn't listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime, where you're my op. But folks, that's the end of that story.
My sister kept asking me to do everything for her. I'm getting sick of it.
Learn how to do it yourself.
So, for some context, my sister, 28 female, and I, 25 female, are living with our parents because it's more convenient and who can afford a house in this economy? We're both from Asian culture, if that affects the matter. My sister works a 9-to-5 job and usually has a busy schedule, while I work from home, much time for relaxation in my schedule. Admittedly, workload-wise, hers is a lot heavier than mine. She earns more than I do, I'm a bit of a homebody, and she goes out a lot. By the way, this comes from Confusion by Chance, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So now on to the problem. I've been feeling very irritated and uncomfortable about her asking me to do little things for her. Here are some of the cases. Whenever we're hanging out, when it comes to things like getting directions or making reservations, instead of doing it herself, her first instinct is always to turn to me and ask me to do it. When she craves something, once again, her first response is to ask me to make it. Both of us can cook. I've outwardly told her that she should make it herself, and her response is that I should do it since I am at home and she's always working or busy. It has gotten to the point where she'd buy the ingredients after telling me that she would make it herself, waited a week or so, and then asked me to cook for her using said ingredients. We'd both be having dinner or working in the house office, and she'd ask me to get a glass of water or grab something for her. Whenever we finished a meal, she'd just get up and leave, expecting me to clean up the dishes. Even after I had called her out to come help clear the dishes, she would just leave. In conversation, she'd start advising people on what to do and then push the actual action on to me instead. Like, oh, you should try doing X. OP can take you to do it. This is frustrating to me because literally if she wants to advise people on something, she should be the one to follow up on it. How does it become my responsibility instead? Like the title said, these are technically little things, but for whatever reason, every time anything comes up at all that isn't a major thing, but just little inconveniences, her first response is always to ask me to take care of it, and it's driving me crazy. I've read up a bit on the Orange Theory too, how if people don't want to help you do the small things, then they won't help you on the bigger things, and it got me a little shaken. I just want to say that that's not true, that she's my sister at the end of the day, and if she ever needs my help or a favor, I won't hesitate to help. But these are the things that she's well capable of doing, and to always turn to me to take care of the tasks instead really drives me crazy. So I'm asking for advice. Am I too sensitive? Should I suck it up and adjust my expectations since these things are pretty normal? And how would I do that? Is this worth having a big confrontation over? Maybe it's a natural thing because I'm always at home anyway. How do I address this? And there are some comments. Comment number 1, just always say no when she asks and do your own dishes, not hers. Comment number 2 says her job might be busier than yours, but the rest of her life is only busier because she chooses to go out a lot. That doesn't mean that she can dump all of her daily tasks on you. Living with family can be annoying and it can be difficult to break out of an established dynamic. You've both gotten used to her behavior. She asks you to do things and it sounds like you tend to eventually give in and just do it. I don't know what your relationship is like or if she would be receptive at all to a conversation. If you can sit her down and talk to her about this and how it's bothering you, try that. If not, tell her that you aren't able to do her dishes or make her food, and then don't do it. The problem right now is you say no, but it sounds like you end up doing it anyway. Try saying something like, I made reservations last time, it's your turn. Try cleaning up after yourself and leaving her dishes. This depends on the general household chores, like does everyone mostly clean up after themselves or are people expected to rotate, etc. You don't have to cook for her just because she bought the ingredients. She's doing this on purpose because she knows that you'll give in. If someone's getting up anyway, it's normal to ask someone to grab you something while they're in the kitchen. If you're both sitting down, it's ridiculous for her to boss you around. What small things does she help you with? because right now it sounds like nothing and there is an update, but that's a great comment. Yeah, just don't
Very
do it.
succinct. Yeah.
Like, OP, honestly, like, you do have a choice in this matter.
Yeah, I think you need to utilize more shame. I think we can normalize allowing shame to be a motivator for our siblings that don't do anything for themselves.
And there is an update. So, hello. First, I'd like to say thank you to all the comments, both offering advice and calling me out on my inability to say no. I don't want to go into a tangent about the reasoning behind it, but it's definitely a mixture of both my personality and an Asian culture background that led me to being unable to deny these things most of the time.
Okay, now I'm seeing. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm seeing why they said. I totally forgot about that. Actually,
Yeah, that does
and
make sense.
because it's the older sister, right?
Yeah.
So there's like a hierarchy
Yeah.
where it's like because she's the older sister, it's like you gotta listen.
yeah.
That makes a little more sense, but it doesn't really make sense if you look at it, right? That's ridiculous.
Some of you are very correct. Yes. Most of the time, it's a lot quicker if I just suck it up and do it rather than having an extended, no, you do it battle with my sister. I'm also the type to write up a whole mental script of the reasonings on the whys of my refusal. All in all, it's very unhealthy for my mental health, and I'm trying to improve myself. I tried to regulate my own thoughts and take up on a lot of advice of not having to explain myself, or the fact that the lengthened debate isn't worth saving me this discussion further down the line. Just say no more often, even if it's uncomfortable. And I thought I was finally getting some control back on my autonomy when, well, she gifted me a dog. My birthday was a couple of days ago, and lo and behold, there's a puppy inside the box when I opened it, surrounded by all my friends and family. And I couldn't be in any worse despair. I do not want a dog. I've loudly and repeatedly stated that I do not want a dog. Not because I don't like dogs. I love them. Back when I was living separately, I dog sat for my neighbor daily and actually enjoyed it. Thing is, taking care of a dog is a lot of work, especially a new puppy with potty training and all. And my household being in the state it is, I know from miles away that I'll end up being the caretaker. I don't want it. I'm not in a place or state where I would even want to adopt one.
So you do not have to have the puppy just because it was tactically the sister probably wants a puppy and knows you'll take care of it. So
Yeah.
you can find a new, I guarantee you, puppies are one of the easiest things to find. Like,
Brand new puppy. People will want that for sure.
there's people out there who want a puppy.
Yeah. Eventually, maybe, but not now. And I've stated this multiple times, not just to her, but to my mother, who we're living with as well. And they gave me a dog anyway. It was a surprise, but everyone other than myself knew. And I felt so betrayed. I've never felt so much despair in my life. Of course, my sister wouldn't have my back, but I thought my mother would. When I confronted her about it, she said she knew, but she'll help, so don't worry about it. But the thing is, I'll be the main caregiver regardless. I'm basically taking up 95% of everything. I'm the one who's doing the actual research on puppy care, potty training, monitoring her behavior, and rushing her to the pad like every 2 hours for potty checkups. I'm the one feeding, cleaning, even midnight checkups. The pup whines nonstop at night, and I know it's a mixture of new home anxiousness and potty needs, and I'm the one who checks up on it. I feel like I haven't slept for days. My mom's there, but she mostly looks after it only when I desperately need some sleep and black out. And now the pup needs the vet, and of course, my sister blankly told me to take her to the vet. Oh, and look up a good place so you can take her for annual shots too. And by the way, you should look up us, OK Storytime, on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever your favorite podcast app is, because you're going to find full episodes with more stories just like this one.
Yes.
This one. Go look it up, people.
Normalize going against cultural norms that are designed to just like make you the fall guy, designed to just take away all of your power. Like, I gotta imagine like this was made by like the oldest in the family and be like, well, it only makes sense that because I'm the oldest, I should be able to tell every single person in the family what to do. And yeah,
He's
you
not
guys
older than
can't
the
really do
parents.
that, direct that at me at all. I'm too old. Sucks to
Dude.
suck, loser.
Crazy, dude. Yeah, like I think definitely have a conversation with the sister, and there is a little bit more to the story, so she might, hopefully. But yeah, definitely confront her because it's obviously not going to change. It's just getting worse. She's just adding more to your plate on top of all of her
Get rid of the
chores.
dog. You can get rid of the dog. You can find. There's probably organizations. You don't have to take the dog to the pound.
Yeah.
There's definitely organizations that will rehome and foster that dog.
Yeah, because
Because it is
honestly-
a lot, and if you're not ready for a dog, it's crazy for someone to get you a dog as a gift
yeah,
when you actively don't want one.
yeah,
That's wild.
it's like so much work. Take care of a dog, so much responsibility.
Yeah.
My goodness.
just like somebody, I don't know, imagine someone's like, yeah, I just really don't like the color blue. Blue is my least favorite color. And then they just get you like a blue jumpsuit.
Yeah.
They're like, I just thought you would like this.
Right.
Like, did you? Or are you my enemy? Like, what's wrong with you?
Right. There's a little bit more to the story. And I'm so angry because I literally can't say no to this pup coming into my life. I feel like I was doing so well, improving bit by bit. My sister just crashed me with a commitment I can't even say no to.
But you can. That's the crazy part. Why do you feel like you can't?
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like I'm losing my mind. I've been crying and having meltdowns, feeling spiteful every morning after pulling all-nighters almost every night. Then by afternoon, I'd think it's not so bad. Pup's cute, only to have a meltdown again the next morning. It's almost like that analogy of when a man does the bare minimum and gets all the praises. Only replace the man with my sister and me trying to convince myself, well, at least she helped, but it's barely 5%. I don't know what to do. I can't just get rid of it. There are some comments. Comment number 1 says, say no. Mean it. Stop crying and get a spine. You can do it. And that is the end of that story. Honestly, yeah. Like,
that's it. That's all it is.
I feel bad for you. It's not the kind of story where it's like, yeah, you're the a-hole. You should be doing this. You're doing all this wrong. You know what I mean? It's just like, girl, we need some tough love right now. We need some
Hold
tough
water.
love. You have to stand up. No one else is going to fix this for you. No Redditor. None of us. Your sister's definitely not going to fix it. Your parents obviously aren't going to fix it. They're just contributing to the problem. You are the only one that can fix this. So if you want it to change, you have to change. Like I'm sorry. I understand why you're complaining because it's frustrating and I don't want to like invalidate any of that, but you have to fix it. It's on you.
I'll say it again. Normalize breaking cultural norms that are an active detriment to your existence.
Yeah.
There's no, but it's the way it is. That's what I have to say about that. Make it how you want it to be. Make it a way that works for you instead of a way that actively turns you into like I don't even know, like a husk that's just a vessel for like someone else's commands.
Yeah.
My sister is a terrible driver. It made me want to cut her off.
Oh, like without even using your blinker?
My sister herself is a terrible driver. I've spoken at length about how she'd drink and drive, how she's a leadfoot, texts while driving, etc. She'd drive a minivan 70 miles per hour in a 35 zone with kids in the car and say the kids loved it because it was like a roller coaster.
Actually prosecute her. I'm not even kidding.
No,
Get her
fully.
off the road. None of that is cool. Prosecution.
Yeah. She even scared her eldest son by driving so fast his hat blew off, and he didn't have his head out the window. He was scared to even open the window of other vehicles while riding with other people for a while. By the way, this comes from DeFoxtrot86. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Dakota.
And OP says, but my sister is just as bad as a ride-along because she's either a backseat driver, gives terrible directions, is wasted, or insults your driving. And for the record, I wanted to report her bad driving to the police, but my family went off on me for even having the idea, which is the only reason I never did. I currently don't know where my sister lives or if she even has a car. She's a substance regular user, not exactly swimming in money, and her oldest son is an adult now. And yes, I'm aware I should still have done something. I've been called a coward and I owned up to that. But my sister had us all mentally drained for years and used her kids as emotional blackmail. But now she can't do that anymore.
To be clear, if anyone is relating to this story, reporting your family member who drives like this could literally save someone's life, including their own children, including themselves.
It's very important to report this. Let's start with seatbelts. My nephews, for a while, had a bad habit of ripping their seatbelts off as soon as their destination was in sight. I'd have them in my car, and as soon as they could see home off in the distance, they'd rip their seatbelts off. I got mad at them several times and always forced them to rebuckle till we were parked. They'd give me grief, say it was no big deal, etc. But I held firm. You ride with me, the belts stay on till we are parked. After this happened several times, they finally got the memo and stopped doing it. They wouldn't tell me where they learned it from, though. I thought it might have been their father. But nope, turned out to be my sister. I was driving her home, and as soon as home was in sight, she ripped her seatbelt off. And I went off on her for doing it and setting a bad example for her kids. She called me dramatic and tried to act like it was no big deal. But I didn't let it go and hammered her till she said she'd never do it again. She did, but I hammered her again until she stopped. My sister absolutely could not stand anyone driving slow when riding with them. Every freaking time she'd ride with me, unless she was zoned out on her phone, she'd complain about me driving too slow. I'm sorry, I was going the speed limit. She twice debated how fast I should be driving through a school zone. The zone was 20 miles per hour on weekdays from 7 to 5 p.m., unless it was weekends or summer. But when school was not active, it was a 40 mile per hour zone. I slowed down to exactly 40, and my sister started demanding I go 45 and claimed it was 45 through there. And she refused to believe me when I said it was 40. Thankfully, the school zone had more than one sign, and I pointed to one that said 40 on it. And she pouted and shut up. This situation actually happened a second time.
Brother, look, I don't have any siblings, but I gotta imagine if this was my sibling, I'd just be like, shut up. You're the worst driver I know.
I'd feel like, shut up. Are you driving right now?
Yeah.
No, because you're terrible at it.
Shut up, you're a horrible driver. And then you turn up the volume on the radio.
My sister would act grateful for rides, but then would either distract you and think it was funny when you got mad, or insult your driving. Once, when I was driving my nephews in her home, her arm shot out in front of my face and she yelled, "Deer!" Scared the crap out of me, and she thought it was hilarious. Even though I could have lost control of the car, I went off on her and she forced out an insincere apology. Thankfully, she never did that again. Yeah, because she wouldn't be getting rides again if she did that again.
Yeah.
You're not riding in my car.
Honestly,
anymore.
I'm not giving you a ride after you do that. And you're like, that was funny. I'm like, you're the biggest idiot I've ever met. And I don't care that you're my sister. Call an Uber.
Even though my sister is a terrible driver, a leadfoot, neglectful of her own vehicles, guilty of multiple accidents and a DUI, she always criticized my driving. Once, I forgot to use my turn signal when pulling into a parking lot. Even though I carefully slowed down, she went off on me about the turn signal. Never mind, I had her and 3 very distracting kids in the car. And then after I pulled into the parking lot, she pointed at me and said to her kids, "You see, I'd never forget to do that." The only reason I didn't go off on her was because the kids were there.
I would genuinely be like, why don't we explain to the kids what a DUI is? Why don't we explain how many DUIs I have, 0, and how many you have?
Then there was my sister giving directions. She was fine if she wasn't wasted or distracted. Once, when she paid me to drive her and her friends out bar hopping, when it was time to go home, my sister insisted I take her way on the back roads. And I kept telling her the main road, with practically no traffic, it was faster at night. But no, she had to have her way. She got us lost in a maze of neighborhoods. Once I figured out where the main road was again, I headed for that. And she threw a tantrum because I wasn't going her way. We got on the main road and sailed right on out in less than a minute. And she kept complaining her way would have been faster. Then there was when she ended up homeless after burning nearly all friend and family bridges. I was driving her and all her stuff to the place she was allowed to crash for a couple days, and she kept zoning out on her phone and wouldn't look up to give me directions till the absolute last second. And I had to yell at her to look up and tell me where to go. And then she'd get mad and say she was busy. Like I could just automatically know where to go without her. She put me through days of that crap. It was about that time when I went no contact with her.
God, I would rather be put in the ground than go on a road trip with this woman. Go no contact. This is clearly not a story about salvaging a relationship. This is, you should have done it earlier. Honestly, the moment she had pulled that, you see, kids, mommy would have never forgotten to turn her turn signal on to go into the parking lot. I genuinely would have. Oh, did you forget to not drink before you drive? Before you got that DUI? Like, I'm not even kidding. I'd be like, it's time. I'm lighting it on fire right now. It's over. I do not play about that kind of stuff. I pride myself on being a good and safe driver as well. So if someone who was the worst driver I had ever seen in my life.
Driver, his car just likes to test.
It's true. And that's neither here nor there.
Then there was driving her while she was wasted. Now that was a nightmare. Once she and her husband both got wasted, and I had to drive her and her entire family home. As soon as we were all in the car and I had backed out, she suddenly grabbed my shifter and shifted it into drive with a big grin on her face. Then was angry I was mad at her for doing it. She acted like it was no big deal and I should have been grateful she did it. She apologized later, but I kinda doubt it was genuine. And she probably just didn't want to lose her emergency brother taxi.
Brother, I'm literally pulling her out of my car.
Yeah,
I don't care. I'm
either
putting it in park
to the farthest
and I'm
back
pulling her out.
depths that she can in my car. And if she still tries something, she's out. Then, of course, was her wasted backseat driving, which I explained in the above paragraph.
You need like a limo partition to just like come up.
Yeah. And then there was the time she drove to work in the morning wasted. She worked 2 miles away at the time. She had to call me and beg me to come get her because her boss was sending her home since she showed up wasted, and her boss wasn't letting her drive herself back. I confronted her about why she was wasted in the morning and went to work like that. And she admitted to me that she just doesn't like being told what to do. I told her that when you have a job, being told what to do is par for the course, unless you're the boss, which she was not. She just looked bitter and got out of my truck. The last major incident I drove her while she was wasted, she had a friend with her, and we stopped at her friend's place because her friend wanted to have a sleepover at my sister's place. They just wanted to pick up some clothes. I waited in my truck for 45 minutes before finally going in to get them. I caught them sitting on the floor with a bottle of booze. My sister looked up at me like she'd just been caught by a parent. They just decided to get more wasted while I was waiting for them. My sister couldn't even tell she wasn't at home. She kept talking about the carpet. I had to forcibly drag her out and throw her in my truck and buckle her myself. Then on the way home, she unbuckled to have a slapping play fight with her friend in the back seat, climbed over the center console, shoved her butt in my face, then literally got stuck between the back seat and center console. So I had to pull her out.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
And then she kept trying to walk to the road and say home was that way.
Oh my
So
God.
I had to drag her into her trailer, throw her onto bed, and tell her I was done before going home. I went off on her the next day and made her and her friend reimburse me for wasted gas and letting my truck idle for nearly an hour waiting for them. By the way, we'll never make you wait for full episodes, stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, your favorite podcast app, and search OK Storytime.
Yep.
Oh my God. I would have stopped giving this lady rides forever ago.
Yeah, man, honestly, and you've already said that it's like, looking back on it, it's like people have called, said you were cowardly or whatever. But I think you can be hard on yourself, but it's like clearly you were put in an environment where it was like you would never do anything to family or whatever.
You should
No one
report her,
else
though.
did, so it's like you're not alone in this.
But report her now.
Yeah, you really should have gotten it to the point where at least her license was revoked.
Yeah, or put on some sort of like probationary period again, like a learner's
Yeah,
permit or something.
Or so, and she clearly needed some kind of intervention because she's drinking so
Certain
much,
amount of
and it's
road
like
time.
she's got kids in the car. She's driving 70 and a 35 with kids in the car, saying that it's fun.
70
They like it.
in a 35, which is also a school zone. So not only are there kids in the car, she's surrounded by kids.
It's just like, yeah,
crazy.
this was in no way. I don't know how you put up with it for so long.
Then there was the crap my sister would say while wasted. She used to pay me to drive her out to bars, and she'd say we'd be out by 10 or 11, and would somehow push it to 1 a.m. She has no consideration for being on someone else's time, and acted like I was a killjoy for wanting to go home. But on one of the last times I drove her to a bar before she had her boyfriend take over, she suddenly started bawling while wasted and literally told me she was just waiting for our mother to pass away, and no one would be playing Ozzy at her funeral.
What?
And right around the time I cut her off after driving her around for days, she told me our mother was going to pass away for crossing her because apparently a few people she'd been wronged by passed away.
What? Is she implying that she's going to murk her own mom? Your mom? The mom who, by the way, told you not to narc on her?
But after years of her saying and doing crap like that, I finally snapped and blocked her on everything about a year ago. And my life has been much better since. That's the end of that story.
And the end of that episode.
So, if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.